Yo, what's going on? NPC the game at Gabriel Carbo here today on this Wednesday, March 18th, 2026. How's it going, everybody? Today's episode is Chaos Magic, Bobby Hemmitt, Sinners. Taiwan is not surrounded. I repeat, Taiwan is not surrounded. Your soul is older than the pyramid. Shout out to the Browns boy in the building. Shout out Buddha. And then, what's going on, my brother? Good to see you. What up, homie? What up, homie? Shout out to the crew. Shout out to Markella, healing up, getting better day by day. Wiccan in the building somewhere. Yeah, so Chaos Magic. Donations are welcomed. Support the channel with Buy Me a Coffee. Oh yeah. Buy me. Shout out to Bobby Hemmitt. Rest in power, man. He's doing it. He was doing his damn thing. Shout out to Bobby Hemmitt and them. Brother Panic, my nigga. Absolutely. Yo. So Chaos Magic, what is it? Let's see. What is it?
Chaos magic. This form of magic emerged in the late 20th century, during a time when society was in the throes of transformation. The 1960s and 70s were decades of intense questioning and rebellion against established norms, political, social, and religious. It was in this environment that the seeds of chaos magic were sown, primarily in the United Kingdom. The roots of chaos magic.
Rewind.
Chaos magic. This form of magic emerged in the late 20th century, during a time when society was in the throes of transformation. The 1960s and 70s were decades of intense questioning and rebellion against established norms, political, social, and religious. It was in this...
Yep, the 50s, the traditional conservative of the 40s and 50s, the children were pushing back. This bred the environment for chaos magic.
This environment that the seeds of chaos magic were sown, primarily in the United Kingdom. The roots of chaos magic can be traced back to earlier occultists like Aleister Crowley and Austin Osman Spare. Crowley, with his emphasis on the will and individualism, and Spare, with his pioneering work on sigils and the subconscious, provided the foundation upon which chaos magic would build. Crowley, with his emphasis on the will and individualism.
The will, huh? The will, the power behind everything, right? Love under will, Crowley used to say. Individualism in the collective, right? The flowers of the collective. The collective are the roots. The individual is the flower, the fruit. Self-individualization process.
And Spare, with his pioneering work on sigils and the...
Sigils, memes basically nowadays.
Subconscious.
Subconscious is pushing the conscious mind, everything into existence.
Provided the foundation upon which chaos magic would build. Spare's work, in particular, was revolutionary in its emphasis on the power of personal symbols and the manipulation of belief, a concept that would become central to chaos magic.
Manipulation of belief. Twilight would say the movement of the assemblage point, which you concentrate on, your paradigm.
In the 1970s, Peter J. Carroll and Ray Sherwin took these ideas and pushed them further, giving
out to the LA crew,
birth to what we now know as chaos magic. Carroll's books, Liber Null and Psychonaut, laid out the principles of this new magical system, emphasizing the use of belief as a tool, the importance of altered states of consciousness.
Belief as a tool, right? That's different than what it's normally what do we normally see belief as? Belief as something you should have, but why? These guys are using it as a tool. Tool for what? Getting what you want.
And the rejection of rigid dogmas in favor of a results-oriented approach. Sherwin's work, including the Book of Results, further developed the practical aspects of chaos magic, particularly the use of sigils. One of the most radical aspects of chaos magic is its approach to belief. Traditionally, belief is something sacred, something to be held onto tightly.
Right. Belief, they spelled it wrong. Belief. Right? You don't know why you believe, but you just believe, right? You have to hold on to it no matter what. You know, growing up a Christian or a Muslim or Buddhist, you gotta really hold on to those things.
But chaos magic flips this on its head, turning belief into something fluid, something to be adopted, manipulated, and discarded as needed.
Moving, motion, fluid.
This idea introduces an element of cognitive dissonance, as it challenges the notion that belief must be absolute. Instead, chaos magicians learn to switch beliefs as easily as changing clothes.
Absolutism, right? The Sith Lord deals in only absolutes. Well, the Jedi, that stuff. They say the chaos magician believes in things and they like fluidly, so they change it very quickly.
Adopting whichever belief system is most useful for their current magical goal. This practice is known as paradigm shifting, and it's a key aspect of
paradigm shifting. What you put your focus on, the assemblage point.
Chaos magic. By consciously adopting a belief, even temporarily, you're engaging in psychological priming. You prime your mind to view the world through a specific lens.
You watch a scary movie before you go to bed, you're going to have a nightmare. You're priming yourself, prepping yourself.
Accessing the powers and insights that come with that belief system. What matters in chaos magic is not the truth of the belief, but its effectiveness. The symbol of chaos magic is the chaos sphere, an 8-pointed star that represents infinite possibilities. Each point of the chaos sphere symbolizes a different path, a different belief system, a different way of seeing the world. It's a reminder that in chaos magic, you're not bound by any one tradition or dogma. You're free to explore, experiment, and create your own path. The chaos sphere is more than just a symbol. It's a cognitive trigger that helps chaos magicians remember that at any moment, they can shift their perspective, adopt a new belief, and open up new avenues of power. It embodies the core philosophy of chaos magic, that reality is not fixed but malleable, and that you have the power to shape it through your beliefs and actions. Sigil magic is one of...
It's fluid, right? Reality is constantly just shifting. What's up, Austin? Y'all, for example, you guys may have been somewhere else a minute ago, but now you're here. That proves that your consciousness is always shifting, right? So why can't your belief and why can't the things that you believe change in a way that makes it easier for them to actually happen and then come to life?
The most practical and widely used techniques in chaos magic. A sigil is a personalized symbol that represents a specific desire or intent. The process of creating a sigil involves taking your intent, breaking it down into a series of abstract shapes, and then combining those shapes into a new symbol. This process introduces a degree of cognitive dissonance, as your conscious mind no longer recognizes the original intent in the abstract symbol. The key to sigil magic is in how the sigil is charged. This is done by entering a state of gnosis, an altered state of consciousness where the usual barriers between the conscious and subconscious minds dissolve. This state can be achieved through various means.
Because I think there is only one mind, right? Makes sense. There will only be one mind. But for whatever reason, we're taught to break it up, the conscious and the subconscious. Maybe because if you're overrun by your subconscious, which I think it has more, the section of your mind that takes in everything, maybe overwhelming for some, right? Maybe totally overwhelming.
Such as intense state of gnosis, an altered state of consciousness where the usual barriers between the conscious...
Why people like to smoke weed so much, puts them in a state of gnosis where they feel like they can be creative and whatnot. But I don't think that's that creative. I think they think they're creative, but I don't know if they're actually being creative. That's the thing.
The abstract symbol. The key to sigil magic is in how the sigil is charged. This is done by entering a state of gnosis, an altered state of consciousness where the usual barriers between the conscious and subconscious minds dissolve. This state can be achieved through various means, such as intense concentration, physical exhaustion, rhythmic chanting, or sexual energy. In this state, the sigil is implanted.
Physical exhaustion, right? Sleep deprivation, extreme exercise, weightlifting, running, sex, marathon all day long. You can go all night, all day. With some breaks for sure. Rhythmic chanting, right? Putting yourself in a chant, dancing at an EDM concert or at a club or in your house, dancing.
Directly into the subconscious mind, where it begins to work on manifesting the desire without interference from the conscious mind. Sigil magic is a perfect example of how chaos magic uses psychological priming. By creating and charging a sigil, you're effectively priming your subconscious mind to work toward your goal. The conscious mind, with all its doubts and distractions, is bypassed, allowing the subconscious to focus on manifesting the desire. Gnosis is a central concept in chaos magic, referring to the altered state of consciousness necessary for effective magical work. In everyday life, Our conscious mind is constantly at work, filtering and managing the stimuli we receive. Gnosis disrupts this process, creating a space where magic can happen.
Take all that datura of the conscious mind, which is important. You got to, take care of your business, work, family, self grooming for some. Yeah, you got to get that out the way to make some room, open space for this stuff that you really want to program into your life, right? That doesn't really have to do with automatic stuff, but the stuff that you actually desire.
Achieving gnosis is about triggering a cognitive break, a moment where the conscious mind is overwhelmed or intensely focused to the point of breaking free from its usual patterns. There are many ways to achieve gnosis, and chaos magic encourages experimentation. Some practitioners achieve it through meditation, others through physical exhaustion, rhythmic drumming, or even sexual rituals. The key is
also drugs too. People prep, which I would not whatchamacallit, tell you to do that, Ben. Right? Yeah. So yeah. Oh, Electric Gnosis is a great channel. Okay. You sleep. What about sleep? Yeah. You've put yourself in a state of exhaustion by not sleeping. You're definitely your conscious mind is going to be disrupted, and which will push everything out the way. And if you prime yourself with something that you actually want, maybe a new way of behaving, a new pattern, a new habit, you can like prep yourself with that. And these guys are talking about the use of sigils, which are when you take something that you want, you write it out, for example, and you do it in a way that looks like a picture, right? And then you stare at it, you look at it, and then you forget about it, even burn it, right? But like if you're doing these things, so the reason why you're doing this weird things like changing up the way it looks and stuff is so that you bypass your conscious mind, which gets in the way of a lot of our ability to manifest what's going to happen, right? And by putting yourself in a state of trance or sleep deprivation or exhaustion, you kind of bypass your conscious mind and make room for your subconscious mind, where some of us think that that's the real generator of your reality. Everything you see, everything you take in through all your five senses is generating the reality you see. Literally. So if you consciously want to have certain things in your reality, you can prep it by going directly to your subconscious, by bypassing the conscious. Now, when we say magic, it's a woo-woo-wee-wee. This is why, like, Aleister Crowley and other people, they use the magic. I think this is the reason why they use magic with a K. They're not talking about stage magic like Chris Angel or David Copperfield. They're more talking about manipulating your way of seeing things in order to achieve results in your life that are favorable to what you want. So, yeah, it's not even woo-woo-wee-wee to me. Meaning it's not like supernatural even, right? It's just consciously changing your awareness and how you perceive things, right? That's how I see it. I think kids do it all the time. They go directly to their imagination, aka their subconscious. I mean, when you're sleepy, couldn't there be a separation between states of consciousness? Probably. Yeah, for sure. I know last night in my dream, those were amazing, those dreams. Now, dreams are important. I got to remember, it's the feeling you get from the dreams. That's the most important. I was asking someone else to help me cipher the symbols of my dream, but it's like, it's more important to analyze the feeling you got from the dream. Like yesterday's dream was very exciting, but not in an exhausting way. So that was a good feeling. And in the dream, I had the feeling of accomplishing some things, and how good. I was trying to remember how good that stuff felt. It feels to accomplish things that I set out to. Okay, magic. What's it called? Electric Gnosis. All right, I'm gonna check that out. Check that out. What's up, Rebecca? How's it going? Driving. Okay. Hands on the wheel.
Is to find the method that works best for you, one that allows you to reach that state of heightened awareness where the boundaries of reality become fluid and malleable. In chaos magic, practitioners often work with servitors, which are thought forms or entities created to, or even sexual rituals. The key is to find the method that works best for you.
When you create a baby, you're doing chaos magic, I guess you could say. Using the will of your desire to bring another life into the existence. It's important when waking up from a dream to hold that feeling long as possible throughout the yes. Very, very good advice, Brown Boy. Hold it like that feeling of accomplishment. I went out after that. I took my dogs out, and the sun was still coming. Was still up in the air, pretty low, and I was like sun gazing, like not necessarily staring directly into the sun, but kind of squinting while remembering that feeling of accomplishment I had from my dream. Powerful. It's still right here. Finding Gnosis. Okay. Yeah, I heard about that one. Yeah, I think I've seen him there. Machine Lies told me about it recently. Thank you.
One that allows you to reach that state of heightened awareness where the boundaries of reality become fluid and malleable. In chaos magic, practitioners often work with servitors, which are thought forms or entities created to carry out specific tasks. A servitor is like a mental robot, designed by you to perform a particular job, whether it's protecting your home, bringing you inspiration, or helping you achieve a goal. Creating a servitor involves a deep
the server, basically, butler.
Understanding of psychological priming. You start by giving the servitor a name, a shape, and a specific task. These elements act as triggers, helping your mind recognize and interact with the servitor as if it were a separate entity. The servitor is then charged with energy, often through gnosis, and sent out to perform its task. The beauty of working with servitors is that they allow you to focus your will and energy more effectively. By externalizing a specific desire or task into a servitor,
your will, your attention.
You free up your conscious mind to focus on other things, while the servitor works in the background, manifesting your intent. Today, chaos magic continues to evolve, influenced by everything from modern psychology to pop culture. The internet has become a fertile ground for chaos magic, with online communities, forums, and blogs where practitioners share their experiments, rituals, and experiences. This has led to a constantly evolving tradition, one that is as diverse and adaptable as the individuals who practice it. Yet, despite its evolution, the core principles of chaos magic remain the same. It's a magical tradition that emphasizes personal responsibility, creativity, and adaptability. It challenges practitioners to question their assumptions, experiment with new ideas, and take an active role in shaping their reality. Chaos magic is less about what you believe and more about how you believe. It's a journey into the depths of your own mind, where you discover that the true magic isn't out there in the universe, it's within you, waiting to be unleashed by the sheer force of your will and imagination.
That's a good dedication.
Aromancy.
Way to go. Shout out to the chaos magicians out there. Oh yeah. I'll drop this link. We're moving and grooving. What do you think? Do you think you can prime your subconscious and it can get you what you want in life? More so if you just go do it the old-fashioned way, just chugging along. Nah. Oh, shout out to What's the Matter You and them.
Last time, you remember, the trustees of What's the Matter You were wondering how to keep their college from going bankrupt.
How about giving an honorary degree to Danny Warbucks?
You ninny, he's only a make-believe character.
We're real?
Are you real? Yeah. So there's a lady who brought lottery tickets every day. She'd get up, check the numbers, and jump around and celebrate like she won. And on the 60th day, she won millions. Yeah. I would say, like, the feeling, she already... wasn't that she believed she won, she knew she won. And she expressed it through her feelings. The feelings is the secret. The feelings is the secret. They're the secret. If you put your awareness, if it's fueled by your feelings of love, for example, and joy, you're probably going to get that to happen. in your life. I truly believe that. Do I know Bobby Hemmitt? Yeah. Yeah, Markella. Yeah, Markella. She's healing up. She had some surgery recently. So have Markella big ups, put your prayers up for Markella, so she can heal up, right? Daphne and Fred Mystery Mobile. Oh my god. Let's see this. As we get ready to talk about Bobby Hemmitt, if you wake up ready to say, where's that guy? Here he is. I want to hear this real quick. Remember, such a good feeling. Very good feeling. A feeling to know that your friends. Yeah. My man, my teacher, Mr. Rogers. Yeah. It's such a good feeling, a very good feeling. We're friends, Lindsay, everybody. Yo, so yeah, Bobby Hemmett is a chaos musician. I think that's a Freudian slip. Musician, magician who taught occult teachings and whatnot. And taught occult teachings, right? Mr. Rogers probably more of an overt teacher. Bobby Hemmett, an occult teacher, taught you what was going on behind the scenes. Yeah. So Bobby Hemmett, let's see what he had to say about chaos magic.
Book is called The Introduction to Chaos Magic. Now the key to this thing is what you're gonna find out. That this particular book that they're talking about, they put a lot of the science of the black man and black woman in Satanism. That's why you can't get to it. The stuff that you call it Satanism, now let's just be frank here. You know the white man, if it don't work, he ain't gonna mess with it. He's too quote unquote logical, which is intellect, egotistical to work with something that's not gonna take him nowhere. You know, we worked for 20 years, he do the same old thing that ain't gonna take us nowhere. We buy and borrow on that again. See what I'm saying? But this stuff is all up. But you got to believe that that white man is in it. He's only doing stuff that works. If don't get no result, he trash cans it. You understand what I'm saying? So he's already in this Satan worship. They got all this metaphysical and magical child and all this stuff. You say, ooh, they'll come, ooh. You don't even understand that the so-called witchcraft that they're talking about, which comes from the mysteries of Isis and what the black woman used to practice on the spirit.
The mystery of Isis, witchcraft, right? Wiccans.
The thing that they call Wicca, which means the wise one.
What up, Gas? In the building. Way to go, bro. Gas mess in the building, brother. Yeah. What you need, man?
I forgot about the beer. You want some? How about some ether?
What?
Never mind.
The average Christian won't touch it, and no black people ain't gonna touch it because you're too scared. So therefore, they can go and they can have all of your science of who you really are in stuff like witchcraft and Satan worship. You see what I'm saying? We got to see the key. What I'm trying to do here is we got to become adults now. We can't be scared out of our minds because this stuff is coming down. When God comes back, you're gonna be scared of.
He's trying to change. Bobby Hemmitt was trying to change the paradigm of the Christian programming that was in the Black Americans' mind and soul and spirit. I mean, that's good and fine, but there's other things out there too that you can use to evolve your consciousness and help pay your rent. Not fuck a rent, buy a house, make you healthy, right? Shadow Buddha says, Gabe, what are your thoughts on self-proclaimed chaos musicians in the Poundverse? Well, I think there's a lot of chaos musicians in the Poundverse, whether they know it or not. Right? Have I ever heard anyone that literally say they're a chaos musician in this sector of all the above? No, but I have in the other sectors we were in, like in the Black Pill, the guy self-made. He would cause a lot of chaos. But one of the things about the chaos musicians is like we can show you better than we can tell you. Like we're talking about it right now, but look to people who come around only when there's a lot of chaos, and either they make a lot of money off of it or get some views or some successes around chaos. Right? That tells you a lot. I can tell you a lot. Oh, Hank called himself a chaos musician. That's right. Yeah. It was a TML said it too on him about Hank and yeah. Chaos musicians for real. For real. Yeah. A lot of gay talk. There's a chaos musician. Let me see. What did I hear yesterday? And I was like, holy shit, I can't believe people are still talking like that. This blackface, right? Blackface on Jack Talcott. Ben Thorpe and Grace are up there. Thorpe. And they were talking about entertainment and whatnot. And Ben Thorpe, so I like minstrel shows. And I'm interested in the minstrel shows. And I was like, okay, it is interesting. There are people who study that. Under black cinema and whatnot, and black history and cinematic history, American history, pop culture. But the way he was saying it was like, oh, it's okay. Then they get subjugated, the black, because it was making fun of black people. That's what it was, man. Yeah, they were doing impressions of it, the whites or whatever, actors, but they're making fun of their features and they're saying that they were stupid, portraying them. It wasn't all good. Let's see what so this is what I saw yesterday, which I was like, no, man, I'm surprised nobody spoke up. And then I'm not surprised because a lot of people aren't that educated about things outside of themselves right here. Right? That's what we're trying to do, Ben. Educate ourselves outside of ourselves, things that open up our consciousness. But yeah, I'm surprised there was no pushback. That's what we're here for. Right?
Three Stooges? Well, you could watch the archives, or what, like that kind of silly stuff they used to do. It's like vaudeville. Yeah. I don't hate vaudeville.
Yeah, vaudeville is like old school, like singing and dancing and shit like that. Nothing racial really.
I think minstrel shows are interesting. I'd love to see one.
You see that all the time on some of these. Back in the day, World Star Hip Hop.
It's edgy, it's weird. But
what is that?
When they do blackface, and they're like, mammy. It's like white people sort of trying to explore black culture.
I guess they were, yeah. There's truth there. They were trying to do that.
It's seen as like verboten, but I think it's interesting. It was white people were fascinated by black people. Why wouldn't they be? When has ever two completely foreign peoples come together like that? It's
fascinated by them. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting like vibes of like a zoo animal or something.
Unique in history. Did they sometimes see the blacks as subhuman? Yeah.
Yeah, that's no big deal. Yeah, that's what that was my contention about it. Like those whites, they looked at them as non-human or less than human, subhuman. Kind of like how I look at a lot of the people around here who are dysgenic and out of shape and don't expand their mind. Yeah, I can see that's why it's fascinating. Right? That is fascinating.
Did they sometimes see the blacks as subhuman? Yeah. But like That happens.
That happens.
It's
Yeah.
not like the. It's not like the
Yeah, she laughs at it, huh? And her man voice, Grace Thorpe.
Zionists and the Palestinians. That's like. There's
Not
no
like that. I mean, but still fucked up. It's a
fun
part of the
there at
history.
all.
So,
Awkward silence. Nobody knows what's going on. Really.
Landry, do you have like a list?
All right. So, yeah, blackface. I think I had a video years back that I made here when this Taiwanese YouTuber was doing blackface, making fun of people and stuff out here. I did a video and I think it got like 60,000 views on YouTube, and then like hundreds of thousands of views on Facebook. So yeah, this is my response to that little what I felt about blackface at that time. It's still something that I think that had to be addressed at the time.
What's going on? This is Black Skin in Taiwan, and today we're going to talk about blackface in Taiwan. Not too long ago, a Taiwanese YouTuber named Lewis, with 1 million followers, made a video wearing blackface. This is the same guy who went to a Taiwan YouTube sponsored event and dressed like Adolf Hitler with the swastika and everything. But we're not going to talk about that part right now. The dark Nutella chocolate hazelnut sauce all over his face. Put his teeth out, cheese in and all that. Blackface has a history of being racist. Mr. Nutella, not everyone's educated about history. Did you know that blackface is used as an object to dehumanize? It's the same stuff that's been used to suppress and stigmatize my people. It's impossible to separate blackface from my people in its history. Right? Now, that was a really bad idea. Some of you are going to say, that's not a big deal. It's not that offensive. That's similar to saying, if I punch you in the face and I didn't mean to offend you, but I still punched you in the face, does it still hurt? Do you still feel pain? Yes, that's the answer. Of course. Black people are not costumes. Let me repeat, black people are not costumes. Picture this, it's Halloween, or you're going to a costume party, right? And you see a costume of a bear, you see a costume of a robot, and then you're like, you know what? I don't think I want to be any of those. I think I want to be a black person. I want to go as a black person. I want to go as a racial stereotype. No, we're not costumes. And we're definitely not something to put on when you feel like you want to have a laugh. Here's the history. Back in the day, we weren't allowed to be in movies. Black people weren't really allowed to be in entertainment. So when white people wanted to portray black people, or black people were actually in the movies, they would only take acting jobs and acting parts where they're in a position of servitude. Maids, butlers, slaves, or when the white person did play them, or they played themselves, they would be over-exaggerated. They would be rapist, a burglar, a thief, and just overall buffoon, just a stupid, ignorant person. I don't like what that guy looked like in that video. History has played itself out, various forms of media and movies.
Yeah, I don't even think that everyone loves this movie, Tropical Thunder. I like to laugh too, but I didn't think it. I don't know. I think he was trying too hard with this, Robert Downey Jr.
So much so you can even see it in Disney movies. You can see it in Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny movies. That's how deep institutionalized racism goes. That's how deep blackface goes. And it's just not America. It's worldwide as well. See, Lewis has loads of followers, over 1 million followers. But actually, no one's really condemned. No one said anything about it except laughed, right? Or make even more offensive jokes or comments. And I had to say something about it because I have children. I have Taiwanese children, Taiwanese and black children, right? And I know the world they're living in today. I don't want to go backwards. I want to go forward. I want to actually now is this time when we can't have this type of stuff. It's lame, man. You're better than that, YouTube. You're better than that, Lewis. Taiwanese YouTube, it's seen as a normal thing. Actually, you get promoted. And just because you don't find it offensive doesn't mean I have to accept your level of not being offended. Because you're the one being offensive in the first place. Step on the world stage, share racist things. Be prepared that someone's going to react to you. Someone's going to challenge you. You can't get respect if you don't give respect. Just because you enjoy throwing punches doesn't mean it's okay to throw punches at people. With the history and the context of blackface, you simply have to understand that blackface is wrong. I've lived many years on this earth, and I've never thought to myself, like, well, you know what? I want to liven this party up. I think I want to liven this YouTube video up. I think I'm going to get some paint and put white makeup all over my face. You know, be a white guy or be an Asian guy. In a lot of places where we're from in the U.S., if you did something like this, you get your teeth knocked out. If that. I'm going to make it clear. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. People are going to say, oh, it's lack of education here in Taiwan about such issues. That may be true, but we're living in the information age now. Google it. There's a lot of YouTubers that aren't from Taiwan. There's still like big YouTubers out there, Logan Beck, and especially you, bruh, Cobra Camp. I want to see what's up with you. What do you think about this? What do you guys think about this? AJ, my brother, I'm curious to see what you have to say about all this. Anyway, I know why you did it. I know you think it's funny. It's easy because there's not that many black people here in Taiwan. There's not that many black people that are going to make a video and speak up. But I will, you know.
Would you say is this man Muslim? Is that was me? Yeah, not Muslim. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's okay to make jokes and shit. It's funny, but like, yo, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, it's hard to tell some of these people out here because it's not their culture. They don't really know about American culture, especially that subculture shit right there. But African American culture and all that. But Americans, you would think they would know. That's why the school system is kind of shitty when it comes to history. So you got to be your own advocate and teacher. The Muslim beard, okay, yeah, you like that? Mm-hmm. Gray face, pretending you're an alien, a gray alien. Okay, all that. Back to the lecture at hand. Right, I'm talking about chaos magicians and whatnot. What are we doing? Oh, this is interesting by Bobby Hemmitt. I love this right here. Dream in this reality.
It's nothing but a trick from the brain. You see what I'm saying? To give us a series of illusions that don't even exist. While the soul slept, it is only a construct or a projection of one's dreams coming from the soul.
Oh, so you're saying that what? This is a dream that our soul is dreaming. What do you guys think that? You think that's true? Our soul is dreaming this life into existence from all the subconscious material going on. You like that? Yeah. Tell me more. Tell me more. Yeah. Tell me more. Tell me more. What else does this man have to say? Here we go.
Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot. And what it's talking about is, and this is what the real deal on the chaos physics, which is melanin magic, is the real you is here. Let's say the real you is inside of your head.
Okay.
This is your head, your body is physical. That's a hologram. But the real you is right here. Let's just draw another little head here. Right? Inside of you. And what it's doing, it's dreaming dreams into this blackboard. And that's what you are right now. Something is dreaming. So all this is a hologram. So now what's getting ready to happen is the real you is getting ready to come through this threshold. You understand? And once it comes through the threshold, because this is called a baby of the egg or the child, Harpocrot, which is melanin. And it's the real you. And it's been sitting here dreaming. So it don't make a damn bit of difference what you did in this life. So what's getting ready to happen is
It'll make a difference what you did. I don't know about that. Like, maybe it doesn't. That'd be cool. So he's basically saying if you're a murderer, rapist, all the bad things. It doesn't matter what you do in this life. Woo, maybe it is on one level, but it matters in this life. We're trying to tread lightly. Well, go ahead. We'll see what you have to say, Bobby.
Ready to come through this hole. And once it comes through this particular hole, boom, all this here disappears. And this becomes this. You got it? You understand the concept of this quantum physics? You see? That's what's going down. So they say in actuality, they don't. Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot. And what it's talking about is, and this is what the real deal on the chaos physics, which is
Okay, Shadow Buddha. So that's Bobby Hemmitt's take on that chaos magic quantum theory. Wayne Dyer, he has sharing this video right here. Let's see what he has to say. I have to pause it a little bit.
Painful experience.
Let's see what he has to say.
I'm discussing whatever you have considered beyond your ability to create for yourself because of limitations you believe you have.
Limitations. Okay, we have limitations. We do have limitations, and that we say we can't do. I can't run another lap. Read mine.
As I look back at the entire tapestry of my life, I can see that every aspect of my life was necessary and perfect.
Yep. Everything that brought you to this moment right here, right? Everything that happened was right and exact.
Each step led eventually to a higher place, even though that step often felt like an obstacle or a painful experience.
We even felt like going backwards at time.
Begin right now to reconsider your entire life experience as a beautiful journey toward greater awareness.
Yeah, that would be put things into perspective that you didn't have before, right? This is always already set in stone. This is the way it was supposed to be. Even the so-called bad things, you even look at it as a comedy. Sit back and laugh, laugh and learn from it. Entertainment, right?
A simple way to do this is to envision your life as a journey with 3 ascending paths.
Yeah.
Enlightenment through suffering.
Enlightenment through suffering. Suffering. Life is suffering. The Buddhists think that.
Stage, you ask, why me, when something occurs that is painful or difficult? After a while, you see, with the benefit of hindsight and suffering, that it allowed you to move on to another life experience of great value. You realize that you...
Yeah, I met Rebecca through a bad breakup. I started yoga through a devastating departure from someone I loved. And it brought me to higher levels of awareness and love and consciousness.
Had to experience the pain in order to transcend it. Some people continue this cycle their entire lifetime. They never seem to get the message that unless you learn from your mistakes, you are doomed to repeat them. For persons in this category, real magic remains unavailable.
Because they don't learn from their mistakes. They just keep making more mistakes without being introspective.
If you recognize the first path as a pattern in your own life, then you probably have moved up past suffering as your means to learning to enlightenment through outcome.
Through results. We need results, the book of results.
Level, you develop a knowing that says, there are no accidents. Everything I'm experiencing is necessary for me to move ahead to the next step.
Everything is necessary, okay. There's no bad trips.
This is a shift of paramount significance. The shift in your mind allows you to look at the outcome of an event or experience and what you can learn from it. Instead of a poor me approach, you shift to a learning approach.
Yeah, that poor me stuff only goes so long. Only for so long will let you ruminate in your negative feelings to process that and get rid of it to make room for this work that needs to be done.
You ask yourself, how can I create the outcome I want with what I'm presently experiencing? Many people spend their entire lifetimes on this second path. They see obstacles as opportunities. Living at outcome is far superior to living at suffering. What is missing
those go-getters
in their lives, however, is the possibility of experiencing real magic and the ability to make miracles happen. For this, one needs to go to the third path on this metaphorical journey.
Outcomes. What comes next? Suffering, outcomes.
Purpose. Learning that
Purpose. Yes. It's the thing. What's your purpose?
You have a heroic mission, and getting in step with that mission is the path I'm encouraging you to take as you begin to introduce real magic into your life.
So if you have suffering that leads to outcomes, you find your purpose and then you stick with that. Great magic.
Everything in the universe has a purpose. The invisible intelligence that flows through everything in a purposeful fashion is also flowing through you. Try thinking of your life as a parenthesis in eternity. The parenthesis opens the moment of your conception and closes at the instant of your death.
One big breath and exhale.
The space within this parenthesis is your life, surrounded by something called eternity. The invisible self, the part that is not your physical sensory self, is the part that can contemplate eternity.
The part that can contemplate eternity, right? It's like behind us right here. That's eternity. All that shit behind me right now. The subconscious.
Few of us have had any training or upbringing in how to tap into the power of our minds. In order to enter the world of real magic, you will need to learn how to go way beyond your rational mind and enter the dimension of spirituality. In order to participate in the high drama of miracle making and real magic, you must believe in your spiritual self, which has absolutely nothing to do with your religious affiliation.
What does it have to do with then? If it's not our religious affiliation.
Once you have the experience of this invisible dimension and know this higher place that you can go to within your mind, you have the capacity to create miracles and live a life of real magic by using your invisible self to influence your physical reality.
Sounds like that servitor that the chaos musicians were talking about.
When you truly become a spiritual being first and a physical being second, and know how to live and breathe in this new alignment, you will become your own miracle worker. And know how to live when you truly become a spiritual being first and a physical being second, and know how to live and breathe in this new alignment.
You're a spiritual being having a physical experience.
You will become your own miracle worker.
Let's see.
Go back to being a child again in your mind. You will see that the childhood experiences, whatever they were, helped that little person you were to become the adult you are today. Simply see that each experience led to the next and offered you something to grow on or not to grow on.
Those childhood experiences.
I suggest that your presence in the world of form has a grand mission and that you can discover and begin thinking, feeling, and behaving in ways consistent with that mission. Getting to purpose in life by going within and discovering that purpose is about loving unconditionally and serving alters one's worldview dramatically. Miracle making is then just around the corner. Suffering decreases measurably because the emphasis ceases to be, why me? When you go beyond outcome in life, you find yourself unconcerned about what's in it for you. You go beyond success, achievement, and performance as indications of your life's mission. Your purpose takes hold and you gain a sense of joy and inner harmony. Once you begin the journey toward a life on purpose, you enter the realm of real magic.
Life of purpose, right? Not just floating along like an amoeba in the ocean.
Get yourself aligned with your purpose because you can't really get anything. You show up here with nothing, you leave here with nothing. All you truly can do with this life in form is to give it away. Purpose is always about giving. Be a student. Stay open and willing to learn from everyone and anyone.
Oh, yeah. There's never any boredom. Learn from yourself. That's what we used to journal all the time, right? The mundane life seems boring, routines, but if you keep writing about it, you see patterns and whatnot, and you start seeing little magic happen in between. How your life can be mythical. That's probably what reason why is because your purpose is coming out. You're fleshing it out.
Every single person you encounter in your lifetime has something to teach you. The ability to create real magic involves, first of all, being a student of life.
Student of life, huh?
Once you feel yourself open enough to experience your own purpose for being here, you will be ready to believe in your own capacity for becoming your very own miracle.
Believing in yourself.
Your thoughts are something that you control, and they originate with you. Thought is our way of processing and recording our human experience. Your thoughts create your experience of your health, wealth, and every detail of your world.
Okay, our thoughts create everything, right? If that's the case, a lot of this detritus or wasted material needs to be moved away, right? Right.
As a step toward the awakened life of real magic, you must consider how your thoughts have contributed to a non-miraculous, limiting approach to life. Then you will know.
Non-miraculous life. You live. Most folks are living a non-miraculous life. We used to do that, right? Boring, non-miraculous, very boring.
Or that you can also produce the opposite. All of the things that you have become convinced are limits are products of the way in which you have learned to think. People who believe only what they can see or prove scientifically are limited by the current level of sophistication of our measuring devices. Be a person who accepts no limits in your mind. None.
Limitless.
You cannot outthink your weaknesses and limitations. What you can do is leave that stage of your life behind you and walk through the gate into a new way of being.
Yeah, leave it alone. Leave it alone. There's always something to learn from that. Those things, but you can walk away if it's not serving you. You can walk on by. Thinking like this is negative.
I love that one clip where they're going to take the black out of the man.
All right.
What?
I don't know. See what I mean? I'm leaving that type of thinking behind. Yeah. How's it going, man?
It's going good. Dude was cooking. I'm so high. I already forgot what he said. You know, in my eagerness. He had just said some really cold shit.
Yeah. Here we go. We'll just rewind it, man.
Don't let me interrupt.
No. Thanks for sitting with me, bro. This is good. Let's go.
Wait. Let me say, I've been over here like 3 times. I'll see you and I'll be like, well, all right, I'll make my tea or I'll get busy. And every time I come back, I miss you. So I was just hopping on before anything this time. Right.
That's smart. Yeah, that's smart. Got in and out, man. Like a drive-by, a piece. Like a King Von. No, it's not. Here we go.
Person who accepts no limits in your.
Thanks for coming up.
Yep.
All of the things that you have become convinced are limits are products of the way in which you have learned to think. People who believe only what they can see or prove scientifically are limited by the current level of sophistication of our measuring devices.
Yeah, and this is coming from you, Joe, because I see you seem to use science a lot in logic, which is good. You're good with it, but do you think there's more, right?
I think that'd have to be 100% more. For instance, we know about the visible light spectrum, the light spectrum in general, and what's visible to our eyes is a very small sliver. We know there's more out there because we now can detect gamma rays, X-rays, and radio waves, and blah, blah, blah. It stands to reason that without certain detectors, we never know what's going on out there.
Exactly.
And the
thing behind you.
Well, okay.
Looks like a robbery back home in California.
What's going
on? In a negative lens, though. You see how it looks different? It's the same thing.
Grab,
but it looks different, though. Different things are being picked up. I'm kind of stretching what you said, like, but normally we don't look at it like that, like these images. So I don't know, man. Like, I think there's something to be said about opening it up and looking at things not just in the standard way, right?
Yeah.
Open it up.
And he is saying that he is saying more. He is saying recognize that, you know, that you don't grasp everything, that there's more that you don't know out there than that you do know, that your knowledge is way limited. I think he's right about that shit. The smarter you get, the more you're supposed to realize that smart man knows little and all of that bullshit. Yeah, I think he's on
right. And he was saying not everyone's your teacher. If you have the right mindset, you can learn.
Yeah.
Jean-Michel Basquez. I can say his name wrong all the time. Bassiet. Yeah, he said that the more he paints and goes out and paints and makes art about things, the more he likes people, because he's just opened himself up, because those are just I see it as another like recording device for you.
Yeah,
I think that's what God is doing, using us as ways to experience things.
Yes, we're making a record here. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. See, I like this one, but what's the matter you? My life was non-miraculous until I found NPC the game. NPC the game for the miraculous life. Yeah. Oh, you're a winner for that, man. Appreciate it.
Good dedication. Way to go.
Way to go. Let's hit this shit, bro. I love this stuff. This is Wayne Dyer. He's really good.
Be a person who accepts no limits in your mind.
It's from a book, yeah.
You cannot outthink your weaknesses and limitations. What you can do is leave that stage of your life behind you and walk through the gate into a new way of being.
You did that, Joe. Yeah, I mean, we all do that, but like you were the street dude, bro. You still walk in the streets, but it's from a different paradigm, huh?
I dig it, and yes, and you're right on both. I did do it, and I am the same cat, and you're right on both, right? Yeah, be that shit, man.
You leave behind the belief that you cannot change, and you'll leave behind the physical activity that has supported that belief. Picture it behind you, look back at it, and know that you no longer live that way. Know this to be a truth, and you'll soon see yourself creating real magic in your life. Examine what you believe to be impossible, and then change that belief.
Was there a time, Joe, when you thought you could never give up heroin?
Absolutely. Even in my future, I thought I'd be still needing that shit, and I pictured in my daydreams I was doing that shit. Yes, I always thought it'd just be like smoking the black or something, like, and I picture myself now doing something, smoking the black. It was doing that shit.
Yeah.
Now, the freedom is like, God, it's crazy. Your out of town visits was limited to how much smack you could grab and who you could meet up with, all that crazy shit that you don't even consider now.
Yeah, you had all your consciousness, your processing power, like awareness was caught up in how am I going to maintain what I have, and then how am I going to get more.
Yeah,
and like what happens if I don't have it? What I'm
people I probably wouldn't have been fucking with because I left them easily behind.
Yeah.
So it wasn't my choice to be fucking with them. It was out of necessity to be going down there.
Yeah, because there's only so much processing power we have. I'm looking at like a computer, a human computer, but like me, like it wasn't heroin, but for me, it might as well been my weed for me. Like that's all I used to do, bro. Like it was just about what I'm gonna get, and I need to roll a blunt as I'm smoking a blunt, as I'm looking to get more weed, calling somebody to get more. It's like crazy,
I understand
bro.
That, right. Waiting on your plug and all that shit.
Yeah. But I never thought I would be able to stop.
I'm about to bend the corner right now. I heard that shit so many times.
A few minutes later.
Maybe a half hour.
Yep. We go. Chada Buddha gave me this video. Dr. Wayne Dyer, RIP, had a PhD in counseling, was a licensed therapist who left higher education to write books on philosophy behind motivation. Dyer is also considered the father of motivation. It's true because look, he went. It might as well damn near been the streets. He was doing like that counseling, like at a clinic or something, which is fine, a licensed therapist. But then he stopped doing that, and it looked like he went to something more. Maybe that he was he had more freedom when he was writing books on philosophy and motivation. Because if you're a counselor, you only have to deal with those person-specific problems in the constructs of the licensing
and that's also
the institution
where you spend most of your time. He probably, like you just said, time is limited. He might have rather spend it on some endeavors that he'd like to pursue, but when you got that 9 to 5, you got to worry about their problems and all that bullshit.
It's just like, dude, Joe, you're great. that's what happened with me with the teaching, bro. I was angry on Monday, bro. I was like, fuck this academy teaching and these kids and their parents and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And because I want to do this, what I'm doing here. And, and all this. But yeah, there's a time and place for everything. It's still the goal, but yeah. You said it. That's how I feel right now. Time to move on pretty soon. The less you speak, the more you hear. That's right. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth. The more you hear, the more you have something to say. It's a circle of life. Yeah.
And you already know what's coming out of your mouth, so you're probably not going to learn that new when you run your mouth. Yeah.
Well, that's true. That's true. But do you think writing is different though? More thoughtful.
Well, writing. I love writing. I've been a writer for a long time. I've had some success at that shit. I've had magazines, blah, blah, blah. And I've always wrote. I was writing a novel when I started cop watching. I've always loved writing. So, so my answer was probably whatever you're about to say. Writing is special. Writing is of God. I'm probably about to lose it. Whatever writing is. Writing is. I don't know. It's art. It is. I guess the word could be art too in that sense, but yeah, writing is high art, especially when you had time to revisit your shit and tweak it and shit. You can come up with some beautiful shit.
That's why, like, I had an author told me before, because we were in this group where we write our journals down, and it was in a private group, and we share it with people, and we see patterns in our life, right? And I remember I wrote a creative story. And all I did was I took 90% of my true stuff I had journaled already, and I changed maybe about 10% of it, but made the story. And he was like, "Oh my God, this story's awesome!" And it basically was true though. There's little things, right? And I would have never known that just speaking about it. But when you put the pen to the paper, it's comes
you
out,
also what I enjoy is the freedom that I got my own way of writing that I'm the boss of, meaning that I'm not writing to you, so I don't have to worry about how something is written, spelled, punctuation. And then after you let that go, you come up with your own uses for punctuations. For different length of pauses, I got my own little symbols and all of that bullshit. I don't know. I get into it.
No. That's good because I'm having issues, a little bit challenges with my younger students and the creative writing, because a lot of them, they don't access their imagination when they're writing. When they're speaking, they do, but not when they're writing. And maybe it's because they get writer's block because they're thinking about the grammar and all this other stuff. Maybe when in fact their first draft, it should just be just do it and we'll correct it later. You know what I mean? We'll fix that other stuff later. Right.
I remember my first day in college at whatever writing class or whatever I was in. The teacher made sure that every day we took time to just continue writing where we don't stop. And that was to encourage, at some point, you just got to go with your thoughts and don't worry.
That's what she said?
Yeah. She
That's
made
awesome.
us write continuously. Yeah.
Okay. I remember doing stuff like that. She just said, don't stop, just write whatever.
Don't stop. That's the only thing. And she said, what if I can't think of that? Then that's what you should be writing. Yo, that's dope.
Because after a while, you're like, I can't think of what to write, and that's
and then that'll kick you on. I remember my shit.
That's awesome. We forget because Joe, you're such a good communicator and stuff and fun that we forget that you were a writer and rapper too.
And I've had success in all that shit too.
And the magazines and stuff.
Like that little YouTube shit.
These people are going off in the chat. Group therapy. This could be help with the panel versus host. Early in counseling career, Wayne Dyer had group counseling for personal mastery. Everything you need to know to lead any group in any set. I need to get that book right there, bro. Hosting panels and stuff. Damn. Everything you need to know about group. Yeah, that's really good. That's high power. Let's get back to this shit. I love this stuff. Another interesting enough, this it's called Grave Mind. This YouTube channel it is for weightlifters and athletes and bodybuilders.
That's dope.
They combine these images with with anime, which we love, right? With
that's
these,
absolutely crazy.
you love, right? Combine them with these motivational books. That's pretty high powered, right?
Smart
magic in your life. Examine what you believe to be impossible, and then change that belief. Try to let in the idea that there is another dimension that is very much a part of you.
Absolutely,
to do with logic or scientific validation. You have never seen, touched, smelled, or physically felt a thought, or dream, or feeling, yet you know they exist. And so it is with a portion of your humanity that I call your soul. There are some who will never believe it unless they see it, and others who will see it because they believe it.
Ooh. Others who believe it because they.
Some
Oh,
who
wait, I don't
won't see
understand
it
that.
because they don't believe it, and others who will see it because they will. It's like Jesus talks in parables, or even you come in or give me, and I say something that a person ain't ready to hear. Some people don't see it. Look, do flat Earth shit. Some people don't see it because they don't believe it. How we just gonna be flying through space, and because they don't even see it, and then the other person who sees it will believe it. Well, you wake up every morning, you see the sun disappear, and then they will see it because they already leaned in that direction.
Already lean, yeah, they're primed for that. Yeah. Lizzie's about to start a fight right now. She says comic books are trash literature. I don't know. At least they promote reading. Jesus. Okay.
Apparently,
tell that to
comic books, graphic novels, as they're called.
I'm about to say that. Yeah.
The best they've ever been in history. You know, it is huge right now, man. It is huge. The new characters and stuff, it ain't like Superman, them won't shoot nobody, bullets bounce off. No, these dudes are violent. Everybody loves everything.
Exactly. Yeah. We were talking about The Watchers a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
That graphic novel. Fab Daddy 44, what up? Salute to you. And then Wilderness of North America, as my friend Louis Farrakhan says.
I went to the Million Man March, man.
You did?
Yeah. I don't know if you were old.
That's epic.
Man. It was great. Yeah.
I was in the high school. I stayed home and watched it on TV. I saw you.
Check this out. I was probably going with this. I was over some friends' crib up north, black and white folk, and we made plans to go with a bunch of me and some brothers, and they were like, "Oh, that was great," blah blah blah. That night, the dude called who was taking us, who was the transport, and said he couldn't make it. I called one of the white dudes who was up there. I was like, "Hey man, I need a favor. What's that? I need a ride to DC." He's like, "To DC? Was you trying to make the march?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Cool. When you want me to pick you up?" I was like, "Well, dude flaked," and he was like, "Yeah, not a problem." And he did it the same day, and we was gone. I don't know how long it took, but yeah, he did all the drive.
That's cool.
And all that shit. White dude at the Million Man March. It was very few white dudes there. He loved it. He loved it. He absolutely loved it, man.
It's a special person right there.
Yeah, he is. He is. He's one of the guys who, when I did the stuff I was telling you about and talking to them spirits and all of that shit, he was one of the guys. I got him his job, his first school teaching job. He was in college or something when I met him to be a teacher, and he was having trouble getting his first job, and I got him the job that day when he called. Made a call and got him a job that day.
That's so cool.
Because I deal with all. I was an activist, so I knew everybody.
Yeah, and that guy definitely wouldn't be like, he wouldn't say the N-word hard. Remember that? Remember the Frank Monday shit? Like, this is how we talk. No, you're like, no, that does not happen. White or black. Oh man. Back to the lecture at hand.
A spiritual being knows that there are other senses beyond the 5 physical senses.
Exactly.
The non-spiritual being lives exclusively within
Joe, you say, what's that?
Exactly. That's the point I was trying to make earlier. We don't have the receptors to pick up what's going on out there.
Yeah.
Only a fool would believe, that only, he's saying it better than I could. Yeah.
Yeah, but we can feel something. I feel something, bro. Or
but I think he's going there too, that you would, if you're thinking logically, there's a lot of shit up there that you could pick up on, just not with the receptors that you're aware of. Like, for instance, the way of fucking pigeons and dogs. How the fuck can a family move 3 states
Oh, yeah.
away, and the dog found him 6 months later, skinny as fuck, because he went. Did he read a map? How the fuck is that possible?
Yeah, how do you do that? He must have some Rupert Sheldrake. He had a biologist. He had a whole book and theory about that. He called it morphogenetic field, which is basically Wi-Fi for your people. Like, just like, yeah. So he would say the dog can't smell it. He's not smelling you. He can't see you. Can't hear you. Even though these senses are really, really potent in a dog, it's the feeling. It's the sixth sense.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That he knows
insane.
when you go home, 20 miles away.
They did some studies. I remember hearing about them, and I finally got to see video on one. And they wanted to know if the dog knew when the person was coming home. So they set up cameras in the crib, and they took them home on a trip. And they didn't even tell them how long they were going to be gone. And so when they tell them, all right, I'm about to take you home, you look at the camera, and the dog got up and go to the door in all the cases. Like he heard the conversation at the museum or wherever the fuck they was at, because they was trying to see. It looked like he was waiting on me. Apparently these fucks know when you coming home.
It's a morphogenetic field, man, he called it, which is like kind of like how an environment, in an ecosystem, how the fauna, the plants, and the flora, or the other way around, and the biological animals are kind of all in sync.
I got a feeling Lindsay's going to be correcting us right now. Whatever the proper flora.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, there's a connection there, and it seems like because they don't have distractions like a lot of us humans do, responsibilities and whatnot. We have what we think are so important, bills and stuff. Ills. Take out the B, the ills. The bills. Yeah. So we don't make room for that. And so, but these animals are locked in, so they have room for that. So they can use that awareness,
man. You figure, I don't know, 1,000-year-old tree. What percentage of time does he have? And it would move differently. He'd have. Somebody was saying that there's an argument that the plants and trees are more advanced than we are. And
I think so.
It could be in the sense that you're talking about. They gave up all of that bullshit, and all they do is communicating with each other and just about do whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah, because the tree took away his mobility, being able to walk, for example, and be in motions, for able to be planted in the ground where you can develop other modes of expression and consciousness and whatnot.
Yes.
Yeah. Hit the, what does it say? If it's free and it shows you care. Stop being stingy, huh? Yeah, man, this is some high-powered shit right here, bro.
5 senses, believing that if you cannot see, touch, smell, hear, or taste it, then it simply doesn't exist.
Yeah, what do you think?
As you work toward becoming a spiritual being as well as a physical being, you begin to live more and more consciously within the invisible realm. Hence, a whole new world opens up.
Okay, Joe.
And more consciously within the invisible realm. Hence, a whole new world opens up.
I know you've seen people like that. They have the time on the street. They're eccentric. We call them a homeless person or a bum. People might call them, but they're plugged in. Some of those people, right?
I got though I was about to say I got a friend. He's not a friend. A guy I used to see at the homeless encampment. I only saw him there at the one in Denver, downtown Denver.
Yeah.
But he was the happiest homeless fuck I'd ever seen. And he tried to talk other people into doing it. He was telling me how I did it all. I've lived all the lives.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been in prison for a while. I had family and did all of that shit with the good job. I've been in the military, did all these shit for extended periods of times. And I'm telling you, if everyone did 6 months of homelessness, they'd never go back. You've never experienced freedom. You don't even know what it is until you've done this. I mean, he was intelligent, right? He had all his faculties, and he put up a great art. He had me wanting to try it. Yes.
Yeah. It would be something interesting to try, definitely. I probably would have tried that. Yeah, now, no. But
it's a possibility.
They got family, but no, it's being an eccentric. I mean, what do they call in Europe? A backpacker. be all fancy with it, but the homeless guy, that's fine. I mean, yeah, we can make fun of Tommy and all that shit, but that is kind of cool what he's doing.
He's back.
He's out there, doing that
I don't
shit.
know what he's doing, man. I have no idea. I got a buddy. He travels around. I've met him in different states and shit. He's come to Chicago a few times, and he's homeless. He's been homeless the entire time I've known him. Intentionally homeless.
Yeah,
and all of that. So I don't know if that's what I don't know what Tommy's doing.
What's he doing?
I'll do your fucking wife in the ass if I wasn't a Christian.
You hear that, John?
I didn't even hear that.
I'll do your fucking wife in the ass if I wasn't a Christian.
Damn.
He said, you heard that, right? I'll do your effing wife in the ass if I wasn't a Christian. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad he's a Christian.
The non-spiritual being is focused on external power. The spiritual being is focused on personal empowerment.
Personal empowerment.
For the non-spiritual being, this is perceived as an escape from reality.
But they'd be like, "Oh, you're just daydreaming, right?"
Right.
You're just daydreaming. Yeah.
The spiritual being, it is an introduction to a whole new reality. Spiritual beings do not order their lives to be an introduction to a whole new reality.
Joe after he takes his wake and bake. His face. Look at that.
Spiritual beings do not order their lives to be against anything. They work for what they are for, rather than fighting what they are against. A non-spiritual being knows that there are real-world limitations, that while there may be some evidence that miracles exist, they are viewed as random happenings for a few fortunate others.
Yeah.
The spiritual being knows that miracles are very real, and that the forces that have created miracles for others are.
I like to think I'm a spiritual being, but I don't believe in things called miracles. I'm not sure what to call a miracle. Everything seems to have everything God does seem to have a line of logic to it in the way he do it.
A possibility.
Yeah. For instance, it was a miracle. He did the pestilence. It probably happened 3 years before. Unknowingly, there was a explosion in the eggs, and there was a certain amount of rain that set it.
As people, they're exaggerating and manipulating. Kind of
Yes,
for a good purpose, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, even the way it's. I don't. Even if they're not. I guess there's no way around them not exaggerating it. But even if it was the most crazy shit in the world.
Okay, well, Moses' staff becoming a serpent for the Pharaoh.
Yeah, that's a good one, right? That one's hard to explain in physicality.
Yeah.
That's looks like a fucking miracle. However, I don't believe, listen, I don't believe it. I don't know.
I would say they were hallucinating on some substance or something. Maybe they snorted some monatomic gold or something. Pharaoh was snorting gold.
Yeah, I was thinking magic. Certainly it wouldn't be hard for the magician to do his magic shit.
Oh, like David Copperfield shit.
He got a serpent up his sleeve bullshit.
I see, yeah.
But we have to assume Moses shit genuinely did. How is that not a miracle?
Then again, maybe not. Maybe he did do that. Maybe he had the real magic and also the stage magic. This is why Crowley, and then also I like to use this term for magic when I'm talking about like really manipulating your perception. This way here. Where did I put it? See the magic with the K.
Yeah.
Without the K, it's like stage magic. Sleight of hand.
Right. With
the K, and then a lot of times the so-called real musicians, their cover were stage musicians. Right. Like Harry Houdini, for example, he was a stage musician. Magician. However, he was a student of the occult.
I would say people like Leonardo da Vinci and
him too,
and Galileo, people like them. Their stage show was their academic show.
Their science and
they
stuff.
did the magic with the K too.
Yes, exactly. You got it. Just for example, I guess this is a stretch a little bit. I'm a teacher by day. That's my C, and then with the K, what I'm doing now.
Right.
And when I
Well, it's not a stretch. I totally get it. Yeah. Yeah.
This is why, like Wayne Dyer, he was a counselor, a licensed counselor, psychologist, but then his real magic was doing this, this stuff, which is
right.
I love.
Right. That's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And there's something that can be tapped into.
That's why I wish I would have pursued my psychology licensing. I was on my way of doing that because I could have been like a clinical psychologist and then been doing this, on my spare time.
Learning that would be different too. Like all the lawyers be like, I'm a lawyer, and they show that little shit. You be add that shit on here,
Exactly. And I'm sure it would. In my counseling, I would take some of the stuff I learned in the occult and put it in my counsel.
100%.
Like and vice versa,
Right.
Yeah.
Regardless of how you have chosen to be up until now, working toward becoming a spiritual being can be your specific choice today.
He's talking to us because it's like, Gabriel and Joe, it doesn't matter if you do your magic with a C or a K, but what matters is you can choose to do whatever you want, like now, here and now.
Right.
You simply have to decide that this is the way you would like to live out the remainder of your life. With that kind of an inner commitment, you are underway. It is most important for you to know, however, that being able to make miracles happen is fundamentally a result of how you choose to align yourself, how you choose to use your mind, and how much faith you have in being able to use your mind to affect your physical world. I encourage you to cultivate a new, self-declared openness to anything and everything being a possibility for you.
Sounds like, Joe, you're speaking on that already. That's why you said there's really no miracles to you, right?
Yeah, that's a belief. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's out there.
Very open-minded.
Having an open mind and suspending your disbelief allows you to experience new vistas, while your closed mind keeps you trapped in your old ways of thinking and seeing.
Well, if that's the case, you must really think that astrology is hogwash, because you always say like, it's hard for me to understand that. Is this because it's been presented in a way that's like not very
I'm a little
not speaking your language?
I'm smarter than that.
That's what it is.
I listen to no. I'm not saying that I'm smarter than that. I'm smarter than just by someone the way they present it to me to take offense to it and not study it. I'd listen to crazy conspiracy theories and give weight to some really crazy proof. I'll be like, yeah, that possibility is there. I haven't seen, all of the connections lie in the unseen world that he is talking about. In the world that I can actually see, I can see nothing logically that can tie it. And it drives me fucking crazy.
Yeah. I think it's the easiest thing is reading symbols. That's the best way I can put it, or easiest way for me is symbols. I'm seeing the symbols of which are the attributes of these planets and signs, and seeing that in a person's personality and way they do things, and trying to see if they resonate. That's what makes it. That's why it makes it real to me.
See, you're aware, so you're looking, and you've been taking stock and studying that shit for a while, so you've got a baseline. I don't know the symbols, so I haven't studied whether this person is a Capricorn and they're supposed to be fiery or whatever. I haven't been putting in my studying, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before a long time ago, like a year ago, and I think I told you that it's just a matter of knowing the 2 or 3 attributes of each sign. That's a good place to start. It's kind of like under the Race Act, you'd be like, you assume things about people's race, like, oh, you're Asian, you're smart.
Right.
You're smart, or you're short, right? That's an attribute, right? Is that always true? No, but there's a lot of that type of shit. You're black. You must be a good singer or good at sports or whatever. Yeah. You're white. You like mayonnaise sandwiches. I don't know.
That's mostly true. Yeah.
You're very logical. How about that? Yeah,
fact.
Joe says for Dyer, miracles are not just supernatural acts, but practical transformations. Okay. Such as healing, improved relationships, prosperity, or changing destructive habits, or shifting your mind. Yeah. The last one, shifting your mindset. Those are miracles. That sounds a lot more practical, huh?
Right.
What
Yeah.
he's talking about. Those happen all the time, then.
Yes. And you don't see it. You might have did your magic in the sense that I was down. You don't even know what you were doing the show. You cracked a joke and reminisce about something, and you made me feel better. It wasn't a miracle, right? And, you know, I feel better today, but you know, it went through you. God could wanted to make me feel better, but he did it through my friends on the panel that day, or he did it through my dog licking my face or whatever.
Yeah, that is those are miracles, and I guess it's good to acknowledge that sometimes. Yeah. What's my use is after I woke from a coma, whoa, and everything I had just was gone. I spent 7 years on the streets. Damn. I had more wherewithal than most folks out there, and I managed to get a Honda Civics after like a year. Damn. That's the story right there. See that?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Man, out of a coma, yo.
Of a coma, huh?
It's crazy.
He was 7 years, then 7 years on the street. 7 years, man.
Then behind the coma 7 years. It ain't like you know, you're killing it in your early 20s and you think you can take on the world and you spent 7 years backpacking, as they say, or whatever. No, we're talking about just fresh out of a coma and had no other options.
Yeah. And he got the Honda Civic.
Yeah.
And it opened up more. Then after that, in a tent and then a van for a couple of years before finally getting up. Wow. It's a segments right there. I really appreciate life. Appreciates a lot of things.
I would know a million people like you. I know some people who have that story and they go back. Some of them got the house and still got the van that they drive and live in. A bunch of them got that. Some of them have properties and shit and still do the van life shit. A lot of them do you know, off grid. I fuck with so many homeless people and people who feed the homeless, and you can't tell one from the other, man.
Right.
I was with this one chick who, I'm sorry, who we did a bunch of activities, bullshit and the homeless stuff. And then one day I was in town, blah, 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 and I called her. And I caught her on her regular day when she wasn't doing the shit I was doing, which is the police was harassing the homeless, putting gates around them, throwing their shit away. That's how we met. And she was late and she was like, here, you can hang with me. She was dressed sharp and she took me to where her normal shit is. She's got a fucking homeless shelter that she runs, her and her friends, with a library and a food pantry and on the corner, you know, in the prime real estate looking property, you know what I'm saying? You know, like, shit, I thought she was just, I don't know what I thought, man. But this motherfucker got her shit together. I got a meeting with the mayor so-and-so. Right, you know, you can't tell. They all look, man. She out there with a bunch of dykes and shit, wearing wife beaters. I'm saying, you don't know what's going on.
You're working homeless. Yeah, it's like who died in Chicago other day. I look at there's a subreddit called Chiracology, and one of the rappers out there and I saw a video of him. They posted on. He was feeding the homeless.
Oh wow!
What's his name? Moby? No, not Moby. What's his name? Come on, bro. It's like yesterday. This shit was like all over the place.
I don't know what that comes.
Let me see. Of course, now I can't. Oh, here it is. Wait. No, that's BJ. Anyway, yeah. Okay. All right, so so he says he said it aged him. What's the matter? You said it was freeing in some ways to be homeless, but it also aged me incredibly fast. I bet it did.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Let's see.
Real magic is only available to those who can imagine any and all possibilities while letting the how it will happen take care of itself. You've been subjected to what amounts to an indoctrination of your own limits as a physical being.
Own limits.
Affirm to yourself.
The own limit as a physical being. You've been indoctrinated. Okay. Never been. Let's see. Okay, with that said, what's up, Zeh? What do we have here? What do we have here now? Oh, Sinners. How many awards did it win yesterday? It was nominated for Sinners nominations. You know the movie Sinners?
Yeah,
You
I
heard about
like
that movie?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it got like the most nominations of all time. And there was a lot of people love it, of course. I thought it was a good movie. Not necessarily great, but it was a good movie. There's some racists, I'll just say, out there that are angry because they're saying like how it's they get DIY or what do they call it? That's the reason they call the awards or something like that. Yeah. Remember, the first Oscar didn't have no black folks in it. Remember now?
I remember.
Now they're saying there's too many. There's too much shit going on.
The first ones was what one lady won.
Holy shit!
Whatever, whatever. Supporting actress, a black lady, way back in the 50s.
I was talking about from Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, and then the first real actor and actress was not until Halle Berry. Damn, all them years.
Halle Berry, Sidney Poitier. I think he may have won the first one.
Yeah,
back in the day. Yeah, well, Halle Berry won. Yeah.
Hey Siri, did Sidney Poitier win Best Actor award?
Yeah, he did. Maybe it was for Sir with Love. Remember that movie?
Best Actor Oscar in 1964 for his role in Lilies of the Field.
Okay, way back in the 60s. Wow,
it was a book too. Yeah. He was in The Heat of the Night. He was in the To Sir with Love.
Oh, Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
Gonna coming to dinner. Yeah. He was a Jackie Robinson, I guess. Of
you know what I be wanting to see? Breakfast at Tiffany's, but they never show it. I think because of the racist.
Oh, the Japanese guy.
Yeah,
that's Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney, thank you. I don't know what I was. Andy Rooney. I think I was going to call him Andy Rooney.
I like that movie a lot.
I like
that movie a lot.
It's a great movie. Time to time. I think it's just too controversial.
Oh my God, she's a little cutie, huh?
Yes, she's
she's cool.
Right?
But in a way, though, it's kind of a thought. I'm like, wait, right? Yeah.
Right. That was kind of quick.
Yeah, that was a George Papar from the A-Team.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, he was the leading man. Yeah. Let's see real quick the
she was
trailer.
Just like class, man.
Very classy. Yeah, that's the whole Material Girl thing motif.
Yeah, the
aesthetic.
original.
Audrey Hepburn. Yes. Let's see the trailer.
That's crazy. Is that the same chick that turned out to be the old lady in True Grit with John Wayne or whatever he is?
I think it was. Yeah.
That's crazy to think that was that
the
dainty
same one.
flower all them years ago, bro. Oh, damn. Fuck yeah. Wow.
I'd buy some furniture and give the cat a name.
Tiffany's? You mean the jewelry store?
George Papar, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I wouldn't necessarily say it was a swinger party, but it was a swinging party. She's wearing a fucking sheet.
Don't you just love it?
Love what?
Tiffany's.
I heard about my ex-girlfriend, one of those boxes.
I do believe
jewelry.
love has found Andy Hardy.
I'd marry you for your money in a minute. You marry me for my money?
In a minute.
That was
Uh-oh. There she has cigarette pants. That mean Saw?
People don't belong.
That's the look right there, huh, Joe? Right there.
That's what do you call the
Classic
iconic
look.
shit? Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, that's it. Yeah.
I'm not gonna let anyone put me in a cage.
I don't want to put you in a cage. I want to love you.
Oh, I think she was married, right? To an old dude. That's what it was.
Remember?
Yeah, she was married to an old dude like from the Midwest or something.
Wow.
And she escaped and went to New York and tried to reinvent herself.
Hi.
Hi.
What you doing?
I used to like that shit when they went in the halls and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what they don't show the Mickey Rooney thing? I guess that's what they thought was funny back then. That's why earlier, I don't know if you saw, like I was playing my old video I did about blackface.
No,
Did you see that earlier?
No.
Look at what Ben Thorpe said. Your opinion on this shit. Like, it's like, man, these people are. He should know better. He knows better when he. Anyway, fuck it. Let me see. Where is this shit? Ah. Here we go. Let me go on this. He was like, I love minstrel shows. Let's check this shit out. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is.
Kind of silly stuff they used to do. It's like vaudeville. I don't hate vaudeville.
It was on Jack's
I
show
think
yesterday.
minstrel shows are interesting. I'd love to see one. It's edgy, it's weird. But like,
What is that?
When they do blackface, and they're like,
White guys do
"Mammy, mammy, mammy." It's like white people sort of trying to explore black culture.
I guess that's kind of a way to look at it, right? A little
Yes,
minstrel show.
if you're being generous, yeah.
What he says, Joe.
Seen as like verboten, but I think it's interesting. It was white people were fascinated by black people. Why wouldn't they be?
Why wouldn't they be?
You're leaving out the part that it wasn't a fascination; it was a character
Making fun of them.
assassination as well.
Yeah,
Making
there you
fun
go.
of down, putting at other
There you
people's
go.
expense. It wasn't just a
Right.
innocent fascination.
Exactly.
When has ever two completely foreign peoples come together like that? It's unique in history.
That shit happens all the time, though, right? Over the years, probably people mixing the Silk Road, different things like Africans coming to Mesoamerican on ships and shit.
Sometimes see the blacks as subhuman. Yeah. Two completely foreign peoples come together like that. It's unique in history. Did they sometimes see the blacks as subhuman? Yeah. But like that happens.
That happens.
It's not like the Zionists and the Palestinians. That's like there's no fun there at all.
Fun? I'm sure it was fun for the people that make fun of.
Poor
Wow,
edge lording, man, is all that is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's the matter with you? Yeah. Oh, he got his arm amputated, he said. Damn. Sure, just getting removed? Wow. You can get arrested for feeding the homeless and certain people. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah. If you don't do it, a certain
buddy's been arrested a bunch of times. I don't think I've ever been arrested doing it.
Yeah.
But I got buddies who fought for years. So I had homeless encampments out there and great stories. And maybe I should tell some of them sometime and put them on.
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Yeah.
Definitely. I played this earlier. I won't play the whole thing, but I was like talking about this. This video got hella views for me, like 60,000 views back in the day.
I heard a lot.
Okay.
What's going on? This is Black Skin in Taiwan, and today we're going to talk about blackface in Taiwan. Not too long ago, a Taiwanese YouTuber named Lewis with 1 million followers made a video wearing blackface. This is the same guy who went to a Taiwan YouTube sponsored event and dressed like Adolf Hitler with the swastika and everything.
That's what's crazy, man. They don't give a fuck, some of these places. Can you imagine if you showed up somewhere dressed like this? Joe, Chicago? How would that turn out, bro? Yeah. You there? Are you there, Joe?
I was talking to my fucking mic's muted. If that a black dude just like a white dude?
No, this is a Taiwan. This guy was doing blackface in Taiwan, and I made a video about it back in the day.
He's gonna be a black dude. He looked damn near white.
Oh no, right there he's trying to be what? But right there he's trying to be a white dude right here.
In Taiwan.
This is him. I'll show you.
A Taiwanese YouTuber named Lewis with 1 million followers made a video wearing blackface.
Right there. This is him. he put Nutella all over his face and started going like, yo, 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 yo. Yeah, that's like ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
that looks bad too. They put peanut butter or something on it.
It was Nutella.
Oh, Nutella. Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, that was back in the day. But fuck it. Yeah, people don't know about that shit. They think it's funny. I guess at one level, everything can be funny because it's like a tragedy. You can either laugh about something or cry about something, but something about respect, right? About respect.
Intent. I'd rather say it's something about intent. Fuck respect.
Intent.
Let that be secondary.
Intent.
Something about intent. You know, if you're trying to hurt me, trying to put me down, your intent is everything. And it can be funny if there's no intent there. I got a buddy. I ain't seen him in years, but he's a white dude. He got the most incredible black jokes. He'd spend a night over here in the city. Oh man, and he'd have me up all night. He knew so many black jokes, and he had me in tears, man. Because there was no intent there. It was just being a fool, right? That was funny.
That's like Ralphie May. He's funny. He's talking about like some silly stuff that black people, not these people that I see in some of these YouTubers are like, fuck it. His name is Hello Listener. He's always talking about like black fatigue.
Yeah,
like, he's like, oh my god, it's like black people there, spring break taking over, and
I just left one of those Indian Jesus. Just left his room. He was on a spring break. Black people taking over. Did you see that, Joe?
It's like, come on, guy. It's like you're just doing the talking points. I saw on my local news in San Francisco yesterday. They did a story about it too. It's like, okay, remember there used to be only white people doing that shit back in the day.
I do, yeah, I do.
Yeah, but
we did the freak net. That's when we started.
Right. They shut that down.
They did. Yeah, I wanted to go that next year. I never went. And my friends like, Joe, you gotta go next year. And then that was the year they ended it.
Yeah, shut up. But you're always talking about that. The intent. It's about the intent, right? Yeah. So Sinners. This is interesting. This movie right here.
By the way, I don't think it was supposed to sweep nothing either. You know, I thought it was a good movie. You know, I didn't think it was supposed to sweep the years.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Now that cinematographer she worked her ass off. That shit's tight. The colors and everything.
Yeah,
that shit's brilliant.
Sinners, two brothers named Smoke and Stack return home after World War I to open a music club. They hope to create a safe space for their community to enjoy blues music.
That's what those juke jumps were, right? A safe place. They can do their shit. Yeah.
You know what? I didn't know what they about the slave currency. I don't know. No, I looked it up later or saw it later somewhere. The currency that they were accepting there were like the new indentured service coin or servants coin.
Yeah,
it wasn't
this
always
is like the sharecropper or whatever. Like
like that type of shit.
Like kind of like a monopoly, like money or like gift certificate, basically.
One of them like we accepting that stuff. The other one was like, hell yeah, I missed that one where the different colored caps to be the Irish and one was to be like the so and so. I missed all that work they put into that. I later found out. I'm like, damn, they put their work in.
They did.
Yeah.
At the end of Sinners, nearly.
He was this guy was
in Sinners, two
what's his name? He's from Oakland, Ryan Cooley or whatever.
Brothers named Smoke and Stack return home after World War I to open a music club. They hope to create a safe space for their community to enjoy blues music. But to do it, they steal money from bad people.
Karma, cause and effect. Already not good, right?
Cousin Sammy, who is a great blues guitarist, accidentally draws supernatural attention with his talent, and that's when the vampires show up, led by Remick, an Irish vampire who wants to use Sammy's gift for his own plans. These vampires aren't just monsters, they're also trying to survive and create their own kind of family. But this
kind of like I don't want to get anti-Semitic, but people say like the Jewish and the do with the music industry and the black
right.
They want to start. They want to eat too, right?
Funny.
Vampires
keep all the money and the fame and shit. Vampires sucking off the artists.
We'll suck you off. Yeah.
This movie isn't really just about vampires. It's about people who make bad choices and try to fix them. It's about protecting your family and friends. It shows that doing the wrong thing can feel good at first, but it causes problems later. The brothers aren't evil. They just made some bad choices and got stuck. The movie shows how doing the wrong thing, even for a good reason, can cause bigger problems, but it's not too late to do better and help the people they love.
That's true. This was a really good, what Shadow Buddha say? He said something real quick. There is no way Cinema beats Lord of the Rings 3. I want a lot. Yeah, I know. It wasn't that good. That was an epic movie. Yeah. Lord of the Rings, yeah.
They won a lot of Oscars back in the day.
Now, this was some interesting, I like these. Why are the sinner vampires Irish? Here we go.
What the hell going on? Oh, we heard tale of a party.
Irish. You're vampires.
Yeah.
And going there musically. I wonder if you could talk about that and also some of the casting with that.
Oh, I'm obsessed with Irish folk music.
I love Irish folk. That's one of the first tapes I bought, the Swap Meet. The song was called it was called Swinging on a Backyard Fence. And it was like that Gaelic one of those slide guitar things he played in Ireland. That shit is fire. I think that's why they're black folk, right? It's got freckles. The Irish people, yeah.
My kids are obsessed with it. Look, my first name is Irish. I think it's not known how much crossover there is between.
I talk like Ice Cube. You mean they got snakes this big?
African American culture and Irish culture, and how much that stuff's loved in our community. It was very important that our vampire, our master vampire of this movie was unique and as specific as the situation was. It was important to me that he was old, but also that he came from a time that pre-existed these racial definitions, so that he would be extremely odd, and it would all seem odd to him, but also that he would see it for what it was and offer a sweet deal.
Yeah, actually, I mean, he wasn't racist. You can say that. He's something worse than that. He was something worse than that. That's actually a lesson right there, that there's something worse than being racist. It's like when you that's bullshit. That's getting caught up on some bullshit, right? We're a human family, right? That's how I see it anyway.
If I'm keeping up with you, yes, you said something worse than being racist. I don't know if you pointed out.
Yeah, exactly. Like being like not looking at our humanity, our connection. That's what's worse.
Yes, or actually not just not looking at it and ignoring it, doing something antithetical to it. Also doing something to harm our brotherhood and our closeness. I be thinking that shit. If I really believe, and I believe, we're all one, we're all connected. I am you. We're all part of the same living body. Therefore, logic holds that I can't hurt you without hurting me. Be like beating your toe with a hammer. You pissed me off today. That's not logical.
It's not logical. This is why this shit is stupid and this fucking here, where's the background? Look at this shit, bro, in the background, bro. Look at this. Look at that. Looking dumb, right? What's going on right now?
I mean, what the hell is it?
The missiles.
That's what that is. Okay, I see that.
Can you imagine looking up and seeing that middle picture right there?
Wow.
That's ridiculous, bro. It's literally going on right now as we speak. I mean, it's bad enough, but with that said, though, there's shit going on, as you know, in Iraq and Oakland and other places where right now, bro, there's like there's craziness in our own neighborhoods, right? And just because you live in the suburbs doesn't mean there's war in there. There's like war. And I don't mean to trivialize war, but you know what I mean? It's pretty bad, some of these places.
ICE shit was pretty bad. They was getting to the point
that was too.
When they killed one of them, I forget, Pretty, they was clapping and whooping it up. Yeah, and clapping.
Right.
That's pretty sick mentality.
Very sick, man. It's super sick.
If that makes sense, and that the music was just as beautiful.
You don't need no saving. Yes, you do. What the hell going on?
Okay, I'm probably gonna watch this movie. Actually, it's gonna become one of my favorites. It's good. It's a really good movie though. It is a good movie. Let's see what's some more. There's some more of these. There's some really good shorts I found. Let me see. Here we go. Oh wait, this is it. Oh, Sinners. This one.
Let's be clear. Sinners isn't just a movie. It's a masterpiece, a warning. Ryan Coogler didn't just give us horror, he gave us history. Truth wrapped in fangs and set to a blues rhythm. From the first frame, it shows how...
It looks like Cooley High or Uptown Saturday Night picture, huh?
Yeah, I used to love
JJ from Good Times, he draw these pictures like that, right?
Yeah.
Paint these pictures.
Just like
Black joy and brilliance have always been hunted and hijacked.
Do you hear that, Joe?
In Sinners, two brothers
Black
named
joy
Smoke
and
and Stack
brilliance
home after
have been
World War
hijacked.
I to open a music club. They hope
I
to
like
create
that.
a safe space for their community to enjoy blues
come on.
music. But to
We-
do it,
we-
they
we
steal
rewind
money
that.
from bad people.
I got too excited.
In Sinners, two brothers named Smoke and Stack. In Sinners, two brothers named Smoke and Stack return home after World War I to open.
Bear with me. Sorry about that. Here we go.
Let's be clear. Sinners isn't just a movie. It's a masterpiece, a warning. Ryan Coogler didn't just give us horror, he gave us history. Truth wrapped in fangs and set to a blues rhythm. From the first frame, it shows how black joy and brilliance have always been hunted and hijacked.
You heard that?
I did.
Hunted.
The juke joint? It's a cultural womb, a sacred space. But every time we create something sacred, they show up.
We said they?
And when they show up, I'm with dude. They're gonna show up and they're gonna be like, "What if you guys weren't so loud, or if you guys would stay off the street?" They always, they always, is on a. They don't like us having fun, man. It's crazy.
Right.
Not to honor, but to consume. The vampires?
Not to honor, like, hey, come on, will you kick it with us? Like that man did, like your friend. He came to the Million Man March and he contributed and he honored it. Like that was cool, yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
They're colonizers in disguise, bloodsuckers twisting our brilliance until we're dancing to their tune. Smoke and Stack Moore, both played by Michael B. Jordan, mirror the war within black men. One seeks peace, the other revenge. Sammy, the blues prodigy.
You see that in the both sides of YouTube, right? Because I've been watching the John Galt the last couple of days, and that seemed that's interesting. Like the quote unquote black sector, Antoine Davis, that's Daniels or whatever his name is, Antoine Daniels, and all that stuff, and even in those, even on those panels, John Galt panels. I'm thinking about people in panels, and each one of those panels, we'll put Chaotic Truth in there. We'll put what's his name, Fatty, Team Fatty. Like there are people that have that same dynamic. There's people who want peace, and people who want revenge, more or less. I'm simplifying it. You know what I mean?
Okay,
right?
Galt revenge, Daniels revenge.
We say Fatty. Peace,
Fatty peace, and Truth revenge. He'll be in the name of peace, but really he wants motherfuckers.
He does.
He wants
Tell him, Joe,
to get hurt for what they did, and these monkeys should be. He's got that.
Damn, Uncle Ruckus shit. Like he's a pro-black. By heart, I can see, but he wants some revenge, bro. Yeah. He said he's eating off the carcass of black folks. He said that last week. Or 2 weeks ago. It's true, though. Huh? It's true.
It's honest as fuck, yeah.
And then Joe Cool's like this guy in the middle while he plays
represents
guitar.
The next generation of black expression. They want it, but they can't create it. The indigenous warriors, they're protectors. Seeing these
but they did, though. The funny thing is, like when I look at psychedelic rock and rock from the British explosion, they were honoring black culture in terms of the blues,
big time,
and whatnot. Yeah, they did it right. They did it right. But it's interesting enough that but they didn't really have that many black fans, right? I'm sure they had black fans, but is it because that black folks were more into their own thing, like with the soul music and the the funkadelic shit? I think that's why.
it wouldn't. Yeah, black folks doing their own thing. It wouldn't have come for years because they weren't
now I love it.
solely repeating what the black, because they would had jazz people they was taking stuff from. They were doing their own versions of stuff. So it would have blues. It would have been a long time before it trickled down to where black motherfuckers would admire
like
it.
me now. It took years. Because before, when I was younger, I'd be like, "Oh, that's some. I don't get that shit." But I wouldn't even listen to it. But then I realized how you see every interview of these guys, like Clapton, Jagger, Led Zeppelin. Like they're always like, "I love blues music and jazz." You know what I mean? Like
they got 87 stories of how so and so Fatty Blues was on the plane with me, and he told me to drink hot sauce. Went out to gargle. They love those guys. Right?
Yeah. Interesting. But there's a difference between that and people like Jimmy Iovine, right? Not Jimmy Iovine. I mean, like, what's this dude? The Chief Keef, the guy that signed him. That don't even care about him. And like,
I don't know. It's Chief Keef.
Some of these record producers from Def Jam. We're talking about Leon Cohen. You know him, right?
I don't think so.
Bloodsuckers before. And they know how to fight them.
Oh, yeah, he looks.
Even the music bleeds symbolism. The blues isn't just sound, it's survival. Visually, Coogler's light, shadow, and the color red, it's all deliberate. This isn't just a vampire story, it's our story. But that's just our take. What did you see in Sinners? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's be clear. Sinners isn't just a movie.
All I learned was from other people telling me about a whole shit. I didn't even notice they had different color hats through the whole movie. I didn't
notice any of that shit.
I was like, that's a cold flick.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, and all that. I didn't know that my man chose a glass on the third shelf in the background because it represented in the 1960s. So and so, who'd have known that they went that deep into it? No, Joe, those were period clothes. That's what the Irish wore. His backstory, he used to work for an Irish mob. How the fuck was I supposed to know that?
To know that, right? Exactly.
They put all that thought into it.
Yeah. I found this one. Wait, where is this? Oh, he's talking about Sinners. We got to see Dr. Omar, what he has to say.
I thought he was locked up.
Stack, the two brothers, they was engaged in so much criminal behavior art. And the Bible says what? I'm not a Christian, but I'm using the Bible because most of your listeners can relate to it. The Bible says the wages of sin are death, spiritual death in this life. And so Smoke and Stack, by way of sin and always looking for money and making money by any means necessary, they invited those evil entities into their life, which ends up ultimately costing one of them their life. And see, Smoke.
True. Yeah. You don't need to be rocket science to see that, but yeah. There was another one I saw. These guys saying
this is really interesting.
I want to say that you are one of the most obvious examples of why leftists are one of the most ideologically inconsistent movements in human history. Earlier, you were cackling like a hyena about how conservatives are pedophile apologists for supporting a president that you have no citable proof is a pedophile. Yet, I see that on your social media.
Really?
Isn't there a lot of cases that were settled outside of court? From younger people,
and hundreds of accusations and complaints that went on for span that I don't know 15 20 years or something of just that one dude.
Free Palestine crowd, and not only that, you've supported Zohran Mamdani. Are you willing to publicly
back up what he said about Free Palestine? What he said?
Let's see.
Did you know that
this is really interesting?
Oh, my bad.
That you are one of the most obvious examples of why leftists are one of the most ideologically inconsistent movements in human history. Earlier, you were cackling like a hyena about how conservatives are pedophile apologists for supporting a president that you have no citable proof is a pedophile. Yet, I see that on your social media, you've marched with the Free Palestine crowd. And not only that,
you marched with the Free Palestine crowd. What's wrong with that?
How is that a sin? That's interesting.
Yeah. Well, these interesting, these Christian conservatives, some of them, they align themselves with Israel.
Trump,
meaning like they'll do whatever that Israel says, I guess.
Trump called it, if you're non-American and you say free Palestine, it is considered supporting a terrorist organization and you get deported. And he's deported people for doing that. For saying free Palestine. Yeah.
Supported Zoran Mamdani. Are you willing to publicly denounce?
What's wrong with that? You supported Zoran Mamdani. What's wrong with that? He's no crazier than the rest of you fucks.
Who believe that a warlord pedophile who married a 6-year-old and slept with her at 9.
Okay, they're talking about the Prophet Muhammad. Peace be upon him.
It's just dramatic bullshit at this point.
They believe he is, by declaration of faith, the greatest man to ever live. Denounce them.
Am I willing to denounce Muslims? Is that the question?
This
Are
is
you going to
dumbass
denounce
question.
Muhammad?
Muhammad, I don't believe.
He married a
I don't believe in
6-year-old.
Muhammad. I don't worship Muhammad. Why do I have to denounce
So
somebody
he
I
didn't
don't
ask you
worship?
to worship him. He said, would you denounce him because you're so opposed to pedophilia?
No, he asked me what I denounce.
Start with
They talk about why you talk about trying to obfuscate. We're talking about someone who's alive right now.
Yeah, what is that? Right. I
Yeah.
think that leads
Donnie.
into then I talk about all the bad shit that your religious people do, and then we go back and forth for 20 minutes. We never get anywhere.
They say this Mandani guy married a 6-year-old?
No, he is saying that
the prophet.
The prophet did.
Okay. They're just jumping all over the place, dog.
Yes, it's the standard shit, which
Are you gonna
makes it
denounce Muhammad?
easy to read.
Mary was 12 when Jesus was born. Can we denounce Jesus?
Is there evidence that our Blessed Mother was 12 years old?
Let's do this.
Do you have any
History,
evidence?
Historical evidence.
Great. Can you
There-
cite any of those?
There is evidence, if I'm not mistaken. It says that what they call back then virgin just meant a young girl
Under a certain age.
Yeah, under a certain age. Yeah.
I didn't think so. Okay.
Nah. That's retarded, bro.
Yeah, that was a guy with his own agenda.
It was what Spike Lee has to say.
What was your favorite movie you saw this year that wasn't yours?
Sinners. My brother Ryan, he did the damn thing. Let me tell a quick story. He called me up and he said, Spike, do you happen to be in LA? I said, yeah, why? Well, we're going through the final thing of IMAX, and if you can get here in an hour, you can see it. I'm rarely in LA.
Yeah.
So it was a mistake. I was there, and he took a chance calling me. So I'm there. I'm on the right. Ryan's in the center, and his wonderful wife, Cindy, is there. And I know they're not going to want to sit next to me in a movie again because I was acting like I was I see the garden of Joseph. I was jumping up and down. I was like, my mom was born, especially to see that musical.
Oh man, can you imagine if you're a filmmaker and then Spike Lee's doing
You
that?
see
You're
him
saying,
that excited over you.
Jesus Christ.
Sequence.
With the genres and the eras.
Yeah. I mean, I was just happy to be there and that he called me out of nowhere and then just took a chance.
That's
Maybe
cool.
there's a chance Spike is in LA. That film was transforming. That film took me to another place. And I love movies.
Yeah.
And when I see something that's great, it just puts me,
I love it.
It lifts my spirit. And Spinach for me was that film this year.
What was your favorite movie you saw this year?
That's cool. Okay. Spike.
Yeah, I dig it, man.
That's it.
That's that good energy. That's that positive shit.
Super energy. That's another one.
Our culture to other people.
Yes.
Right? It wasn't a coincidence that the people that helped them were of Chinese descent. And the reason that was because
They might talk about like black folk stuff. Like the viewers drop off.
You selling
like,
me, man.
This is crazy. Y'all want to be like us, but then we're on some positive shit. Be like us, like this. Come on, guys.
that was part of
Keep up.
the actual history.
That's right. It's real.
Of ours, right? And so when you watch something like Sinners that connects art to history in such a beautiful way, and then see some of the hate that it gets to oppose its greatness, what does that say about what still needs to change?
Like, it's funny, the people that are talking shit are the ones that say like Hollywood's a bunch of pedophile promoters and like, I hate Hollywood, I don't watch movies. But now you watch it to say like fuck Sinners and all that shit.
Right.
Come on, bro. Come on, dog.
And even the Hollywood culture of understanding.
All it takes is you got to see us as human beings.
There
Once
you
you
go.
see people as humanity, you start to change. It's like, I like to compare it to rats. Like when you see a rat, you're like, holy shit, a rat. But I know people who have pet rats and go, oh my God. They see it as an animal. It's an animal. It's all it is an animal. You see it as a rodent. So you don't give a shit what happens to it. You're like, man, kill that shit. That's how some people see us. They just don't see us as human beings. You know, we were 3/5 human in the Constitution.
Yeah.
Plenty of times where you see somebody getting abused. It could be a white woman getting abused. We'd be like, yo, chill, man.
Yeah.
What you doing? Because we see people as human beings. We just see people as good people. It's just when you fuck up, we go, yo. You know, so with Sinners, to me, because Ben Stiller stood up for the they tried
headline. It was the headline. They tried to talk about the money it cost to make the movie as opposed to the
they
first
was like,
weekend.
it's not really making enough. But then there was a movie that had a mainly white cast that they lied about, said it was doing well. It wasn't. But they went and tried to shit on Coogler's movie. And Ben Stiller said, why would you do that? And I love that about Ben Stiller. I was in Zoolander. I was in his first film, Zoolander.
Was that?
Find Ben Stiller standing up for sinners.
Okay.
And he was like, why would you do that to them? I love that. See, there are good people in every race. And I'm not trying to say this to appease. I'm not trying to do no Al Sharpton shit. I love Al, but I'm not trying to go, everybody has a chance. No, I'm saying this. It's the truth. I know people who look different than us that are good people, man. Wow. You know what I mean? And you're doing that because you don't think, and this is facts, they don't think black people sell in movies. They just don't think we do. Internationally, how? Afrobeat is the #1 music genre.
Yeah, it is.
#1.
Bro, Afrobeat is like, they're having festivals like here in Taiwan.
Yeah.
Afrobeat is crazy. I don't even listen to that stuff.
Everybody, and I've been to a lot of countries, they do black shit. Lithuania, I've been to Russia performing. I've been to Turkey, black shit everywhere. I go, wow, look at that. Celebrating black culture. It's especially in America,
Hey,
it's the
pause.
Americans.
I just left there, and then Jesus, where he was like, "What is it? Black culture is so and so, blah blah blah." Like, well, you know, I'll grant you that, you know, this part of black culture is negative, you know, blah blah. But black culture is also, you get rid of all black culture, you get rid of every piece of music that you learn, everything that you learn is cool, all your sports shit all fucking goes away.
I mean, the civilization started with the quote unquote original people. What you would call black people, bro. Like mathematics, science, all that stuff, bro. I heard somebody say like, "Oh, you know, there's no recorded history of languages that nigga shit, bro. There's no birth record, bro. There's no birth record of it. That means it might as well have been here since the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So I think it is like what Bobby Hemmitt said. Like he said that the reason why you guys, some of y'all call it black fatigue, you saying black folk, because black fatigue actually came from black people tired of all the bullshit from white people and black people.
Right.
That's where that came from, actually.
Right.
But the reason why you see so much stories and things happening with black people fucking up in general is because, like, it's like we're geriatric as a quote unquote race, as a people. We've been here for so damn long. We kind of lost our bearings, lost our purpose, and lost our mind. and like the quote unquote younger races, as you would say, are, you know, that's why white folks and Asians probably are able to, you know, navigate a little bit easier. Because I mean, now I'm going through this, you know, origin stories or whatnot, but like they're newer to this, you know, to this human existence stuff. So with that said, to me that kind of makes sense why there's so much fuck ups in the local black diaspora.
I'm not sure in that sense, because we've been around longer, or who's newer and all of that shit. And, you know, everybody been around long. White folk been here for, you know, a couple 100 years now. Is that not long enough?
No, I'm saying in general, like if I'm going, I guess I'm going through the Nation of Islam theory of the like Yaqub in a sense, like in the sense that like if black folks are the original people here on Earth,
right?
Been around for so long that got kind of old. They got kind of, you know, they're kind of over it, kind of at this point, right? Whereas people that have been here longer, the red, yellow, and the brown and the white, you know, they're able to. They have that more youthful zeal.
If you were gonna do that, you might as well the Yakub theory. You might as well just slam white folk and say that the reason it is like this is because we're not willing to do the violent thing to hurt motherfuckers and keep motherfuckers down that it takes to take over some of these places and shit.
Well, that was the whole reason. That story of the Yakub story was the black scientist Yakub made the white folk and all the other races in order to like for the original people, the black people, to be like, oh, we're tired of this negativity. We don't want it anymore. And they would see it manifested in the human. They'd be like, nah, we're trying to do good, and it just got out of hand.
Yeah.
The quote unquote experiment got out of hand and whatnot. That's why it's funny, the word race. Like a race has a beginning and the end, right? And the ending, right? Like a race you run or swim or ride your bike.
Right.
But there's no birth record of the quote unquote black man. Or original person.
Oh yeah.
Right. So I wouldn't say it's a race. That's why they call them a nation. But anyway. Yeah, man. Like, and with that said, I don't understand how some people like that love history, black people that love history and stuff and philosophy, they dog on white people and be like, I can't read a white historian or a white philosopher. Well, it's like about Africa. Well, it's like, bro, if it wasn't for some of those white scholars, they're the ones that went back and dug up the stuff that y'all forgot. As a people, like, you know what I mean, and brought it back.
Half of them, when no one would listen to a black motherfucker, and you didn't have the resources, some white motherfucker who had access to all these things came back and spoke about the thing that you knew about, but no one would have heard you because you got a small voice. These guys opened the door so where you could get your message out and do a lot now.
Because this is what I mean. Talk about Aleister Crowley and stuff. Even though he had this weirdo shit he did, like he took Egyptian magic, Egyptian philosophies and art and like brought it to the Western mind. Madame Blavatsky, they're taking Asian and African shit, and so yeah, man. And we even go with the music too. Even the music too. They while black folks were moving on to funkadelic funk. And soul music, the white folks they took we put down the blues and we made R&B. Anita Baker, they took the blues and they made rock and roll. Yeah. We got Shadow says the guy with the mic was this earlier. It's in bad faith. Liberalism is the most ideological backward thinking history. That's what he said. Without progressivism and liberalism, we wouldn't have scientific advancements. That's true, right? That is true.
Yes, I agree.
Galileo was sentenced to house arrest by the Roman Inquisition in 1633 by Pope after being found vehemently subject of heresy for supporting the Hellenist heliocentric sun-centered model of the solar system. Damn.
I just used him last night arguing something about about I don't know, something about it being risky to step out on your belief. It's about God or science or something. He was like the church wouldn't do that or something like that. They'd accept it. Look at Galileo. When he came up with a theory that because right now he didn't want to, I'm guessing, didn't want to accept the earth is round and the Big Bang or whatever the fuck it is, because he think it goes by his church beliefs. And he was like, but if I did, the church wouldn't, they wouldn't give a fuck. Like, Galileo, they fucking
they fucked his shit up.
They wanted to off him if he didn't, take it back and say he was wrong. But because he was powerful, he was one of the masters doing the magic with the K. They let him live, but he still had to take it back and say, you know what, y'all right. And the earth is the center, and that's the way God made it, even though he knew the earth was swinging around the sun.
He wanted to get out of jail.
Hey, your man's getting tired, man. I think I'm going to leave you be here, man.
All right, brother. Appreciate you,
nice, man. You cats.
Well,
be easy.
Be easy, Joe. Peace.
Why you over here? Go over there. Yeah.
Yeah. The great Joe Cool. So, Shadow Buddha, he said, yes, the idea most people have of a liberal is totally incorrect. A liberal is not a leftist. They're not, right? They're progressive. It's not synonymous with leftism. Did we talk about Joe Cool being chaos magic? His laugh? Yeah, I think it is chaos magic. It clears your mind of your conscious mind to make way for the subconscious, to plant seeds of what we desire. I've seen some rats that are the most crazy, intelligent, sweet things ever. Yeah, we got to protect those at all costs. Ohio's having a crazy Bigfoot flap, and what they have really? Okay. All races are the same age. We all made to look similar to whatever economic overlord we had. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So, I didn't even bring down the thing, the banner. Yeah. So, chaos matters. Sinners. Taiwan is not surrounded. Yeah. Yeah. I got a message. I think was it from TBT? Heal up too, bro. You're back, man. And you were talking about Taiwan, and he would ask me if he heard that it was surrounded. No, it's not being surrounded. If we search Taiwan news, all these videos come up. I think there's some stuff about. Okay, well, this is what's really happening. There's been an increase of flights, Chinese military jets around the island for sure. That's because for the last 2 weeks there wasn't any flights of the Chinese Air Force flying over the border of Taiwan on the Taiwanese airspace. It took a break. I think it's partly because of the Lunar New Year holiday, which is like the biggest Chinese New Year, the biggest holiday all year. And also, too, Trump was supposed to come next week to visit China. So they wanted to lay off those flights, but they resumed them again the other day. And so the media, who likes to hype up things, they were saying that the Western media, that they were saying that they were encircling Taiwan and act like we're about to pop off a war, which is not the case. And another story they did was that China were surrounding the island with ships. They had a blockade with commercial ships, thousands of ships. But that story was being misrepresented. That story is from December 2025. That's December 25th, Christmas, right? But they were trying to present it like it was happening like right now, to get the hype of the Ukrainian and Iranian conflicts. And they're like, why not? Let's have a world war. That's what the media says. This is not true. Look at this.
China's military activity around Taiwan is ramping up again. After nearly 2 weeks of unusual calm, Chinese warplanes have suddenly returned to the skies near the island.
Of course they were. You think they were going to be not going to do it ever again?
Comes just days ahead of a possible visit to China by US President Donald Trump.
Well, he said he's not coming.
China has been steadily increasing military pressure on Taiwan for years, but when activity suddenly drops and then surges again like this, analysts start looking for signals. So what exactly is China trying to do here? Is the situation in the Taiwan Strait starting to escalate? We spoke to Professor Alessio Patalano to find out.
This is a significant exercise, part because it's one of the major exercises in the yearly planning of the PLA, and partly because, like most of the other major exercises, it is designed to give a sense of what are the type of military operations that the Chinese are looking at as likely operation that might see them being asked to conduct. And this is about very much some type of larger scale military activity designed to ensure air superiority across the strait. So then from there,
the Chinese. It seems as though that this whole narrative of war with China is kind of cover for them to be like having problems domestically. So let's get the world to focus and then their own people to focus on this invasion of Taiwan, when in fact their own country's falling apart from the inside out. Right? Look at China inside. Here we go. Look at this shit.
Last year, former Global Times editor Hu Xijing boldly claimed that if China were to invade Taiwan,
China cannot beat America. Cannot beat Taiwan.
Last year, former Global Times editor Hu Xijing boldly claimed that if China were to invade Taiwan, it would be a swift victory, with Taiwan's military infrastructure destroyed in no time, leaving the Taiwanese with no choice but to surrender or die. However, reality often contradicts such claims. Recently, a post on China's tightly controlled Zhihu platform revealed a comparison between Taiwan and Ukraine's military capabilities, and it quickly went viral before being deleted by authorities. The post was removed so swiftly that the link turned into a 403 forbidden error, erasing all likes and comments. It seems that even publicly available data is something that the Chinese government fears. If this is the basis of their aggressive rhetoric, it raises questions about their confidence in their own military strength. Let's take a closer look at some of the numbers. Before the war, Ukraine had around 1.2 million reserves, while Taiwan had 2.31 million. As for financial resources, Ukraine's foreign exchange reserves stood at about 37.8 billion USD, while Taiwan's reserve were a massive 576.8 billion USD.
Yeah, they're not beating Taiwan. All right. Not that Taiwan's going to beat them either, but yeah. So don't worry. I appreciate everyone people being concerned, genuinely concerned, but we're going to be all right. And by the way, we'll get back at it with the Bobby Hemmitt stuff before we pimp off. What's that winner? Bobby Hemmitt, Chaos Magic. And that's it. Here we go.
To expecting the sweep of the sword, but the first kiss of love shall be radiant on your lips, and all my darkness and terror shall turn to light and joy. So this is what we were just talking about also, because when you tap into the darkness, you thinking it's going to be utter terrible. But when you get to the darkness, you'll find out that it's joy and all of that type of thing. You see what I'm saying? You will also find out that it's joy. Only those who fear shall fail. Those who have bent their backs to the yoke of slavery until they can no longer stand up, them I will despise. You see. But ye who have defied the law, this physical law and the white man law, you have conquered by stability or force, you shall take unto me, even I will take you unto me. As I ask you to sacrifice nothing at my altar, I am the God who will give it all. Light, life, love, force, fantasy, fire. These do I bring to you, my hands are full of those. There is joy in my setting out. There is joy in my journey. There is joy in my goal. Only if you are sorrowful and weary or angry or discomfort, comfort, then ye may know that ye has lost the golden thread, the thread where I guide you to the hearts of the groves of Eleusis, which is talking about, Eleusis is also talking about the underworld also too. My disciples are proud and beautiful. They are strong and swift. They rule their way like mighty conquerors. The weak and the timid and the imperfect, the cowardly and the poor and the terrible and the terrible,
The
and
cowardly,
the fearful,
yeah.
those are my enemy. I come to destroy them. So we got to destroy a lot of niggas too.
That's
If you've made it this far, then something in your soul has already.
See this real quick.
To Bobby, misunderstood archetypes of resistance, transformation, and personal sovereignty.
So go back and look at the two, because see now because you have accepted this whole Satan thing as being our shit. Ain't you ever thought about that for a minute? Here's a man that don't give you nothing. And then all of a sudden he gonna come in your house on a TV and tell you to rebel against Satan, which comes from the word Titan. You see what I'm saying? Which means an ancient race of people that used to live before the other race of people. And there's an old saying, one man's God is another man's devil. Then you got to understand this particular part, that when he say that, you must study that. That's why it's key to get the book, Jeffrey Burton Russell's book. First thing you need to do, if you're going to be a rebel against thing, you need to study what the damn devil is. All rebels and devils, psychology of liberation. Now, it's interesting here. Somebody take one off. It's interesting here. If you study and you have accepted the dark side, which is the melanated side, then go back and get the movie Warlock. And everything that the Warlock do, you be the champion. The Warlock on first one, he was supposed to reverse the name of God, which would end creation. Well, actually, the name of God or the word of God is actually God's creation. In this case, we understand that that's Zeus, Adalabra, Jesus, Yahweh, Jehovah, or whatever you want to call the mundane gods. And to reverse the name of that is to reverse the creation. Go and get the movie Warlock, where he was supposed to reverse the name of God. In actuality, he was trying to destroy the creation of God's creation. And then you get the Warlock number 2, where he was dealing with runes, which was stones to destroy creation, which is talking about the philosopher's stone, melanin, the stone that the builder reject will become the cornerstone. So get those 2 movies and restudy that. Or any type of thing. Go and get The Devil's Advocate, key movie. Go back and look at the movie Fallen, key movie. And any movies of dark, sinister type of behavior, you need to go and study and tap into it and find out. It's not,
Sinners would be definitely one of those.
Not that bad. That's the nothing thing again. You see what I'm saying?
Bobby knew what he was talking about.
What they call the adversary, which is only means the reverse, or to reverse, or to rebel. You see, to rebel is what that's actually talking about. Okay. In actuality, Satan just means the disrespect of life. So what you need to do is start developing a hatred of anyone who has no consciousness, which you do anyway.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to be around. It is hard to be around people who don't have consciousness, meaning awareness of their own situation, and at least somewhat of the situation around them. So they don't self-reflect. There is a hatred for those type of people, be around those type of people.
Because it's not something that you do.
And they know it too. That's why they don't come around.
Willingly. If you notice, people that are stupid really get on your fucking nerve. That's not because of you. They told you for the love these people and all this kind of stuff. That's your higher self saying that you don't need to be or associate yourself around dead people if you coming to life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not.
Hear that, Ben? You do not, especially the more autonomy you get, the more freedom you get up there. So you get older, you don't have to socialize with stupid people, right? People that are don't have ambition and don't have a heart. You don't have to be around them. Leave them. You won't even have to give them a reason, really.
I told you this before, but I got a friend with one of my college buddies. And every time I'm getting ready to go to a spiritual phase, or I'm doing a lecture or something I'm getting ready to do, he'll come to town. Now, he's a good friend of mine. I mean, I love him as far as good friends go. but he's a dead person.
What's up,
Some of
Marilyn?
that
Good to
stuff
see
back
you,
in the
man.
damn 80s.
Well, man,
And I'm like, damn, this motherfucker don't need to come to town at this particular.
you know those people that you like known for years and they're your friends and you love them, but they have no self-reflection. It's hard to be around them, and they drain from you even sometimes. Man, it's hard to be around them. What's the matter? You says everyone, people, please remember to hit the like button sometime before you bounce off this. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah. Good looking out, bro. Because you know how it is. What's the matter? It's hard to be around people that don't self-reflect.
Time. Because I know that I have to go into another dimension to be with him. And it was funny because a sister, she said, a sister I was telling her about, and she said, I went to Chicago, and it was horrifying because I had to go back to the 80s or someplace, or the 70s. I had to go back in another dimension just to be with my folks. But every time he comes to town recently, because I'm going higher and higher and higher, I start coming down with a cold. And I couldn't understand why. He came to town in fucking August and it was hot. And I caught a damn cold for the first time, a summer cold for the first time in damn near 15 years. And I didn't realize what it was, why I caught this cold, but what it was is I literally had to go into another dimension. Two things, because when you round him, that's a vampire, and you go into that dimension. Plus,
You're parasiting off your awareness and goodwill.
to even accommodate them, you got to put your mindset in that dimension where they are, just to accommodate them.
Kind of like when you have to, feel like you have to dumb yourself down to go to quote unquote work. You're not pursuing what you're passionate about, what your purpose is, but you're trying to play the ills.
Because they would be too scared of the dimension.
I get it. We're gonna find a way around that.
I think that shit is strange. So that alone means that you literally time travel into a dimension and your body is not used to that shit because it's used to being this way. And that's no different than changing seasons. When you go to one state to the other, you might catch a damn cold based on the weather change. You see what I'm saying? So we're talking about the same concept. And he's the type, brother, we could talk about everything ignorant in the world. As soon as I mention something consciousness, he'll shut down, him and his girl. As soon as I mention ignorant, they'll cut back on. Just like a program. You see what I'm saying?
They cannot take it. They cannot take thinking about outside themselves or internally.
So this is the
people around here. They come around here. They try to go up on the panel, and maybe I get it. It's not something that you're well versed in or schooled at, but it's something that if you listen long enough, I'm sure if you relate it to your own personal experience, or at least bring up your personal experience, what's on your mind, we can make something out of it, right? But they shut down. They start talking about awareness and whatnot, right? They shut down. And then you start talking about somebody, talking shit about somebody. Oh, they'll come around. Like if you say something like
we go down on each other.
I'd be like, yo, you know what I mean? But when we talk about awareness of awareness, it's like I can't talk about it.
type of hatred we are talking about. In the book of law, they say compassion is the vice of kings, which means it's the vice. That's the fucking downfall. They say trample down the wretched and the weak. And what are they talking about?
Compassion is the vice of kings, meaning that's a vice is something that you're attached to that's not serving you. Compassion, I guess. Compassion for the wrong people.
They're talking about getting you ready for the ones that you got to do the battle. They say success is our whatever. Success is our thing.
Ambition.
We're talking about conquest. You see, I'm a god of war. You see what I'm saying? So what?
Shout out to my Aries Mars.
We're talking about here is using the energy based on what cycle it's in. It's not in a cycle for love. It's in a cycle for hatred. But it's not the same kind of hatred you think it is, because now all the people talking about love, love, love. Love what? Love this fucking world is hell? That's like telling a motherfucker to love a prison camp. You see what I'm saying? So hatred is the actual key. Now, in this book, the Holy Books of Dilemma, There's a part in this book called Liber Tesdi. I want to
Aleister Crowley's religion.
read that particular part if I can get it. And Liber Tesdi. And in this particular part, it says, I am the Lord of Initiation, Amen. I fly and I alight like a hawk. My mother is the emerald of the mighty sweep, or my mighty sweeping wings. I swoop down on the black earth, and it gladdens green at my coming. Children of earth, rejoice, rejoice exceedingly, for your salvation is at hand. The end of sorrow is come. That's what it says, not has, is come. I will ravish you away in my unutterable joy, in mine unutterable joy. I will kiss you and bring you to bridal. I will spread a feast before you in the house of happiness. I am not come, that's what it says, I am not come to rebuke you or enslave you. I bid you not to turn from your voluptuous ways and from all your illness and from all your follies. That means that you can screw, you can do anything you want to do. If you want to stick a lead pipe up your ass, if it's your thing, do it. That's what Isaac Hayes said that shit. If you feel that shit on shaft. If you feel like you want to move on. That's what it's talking about here, because this is your time, because you are a different God. They're the immortals and the mortals. You are immortal, so you don't need to be doing the shit the fucking mortals do. That's why your melanin ain't lined up. You're supposed to live like a fucking immortal, like a chaos being. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, shit. I don't know if some of us are ready for that. Well, so, yeah, by the way, this has been a great broadcast. This has been a Chaos Magic, Bobby Hemmitt. We went over sinners, and I repeat, Taiwan is not surrounded. We are doing fine. I appreciate the love. What's the matter, you? Good to see you, Marilyn. Always a pleasure. Let's do this again soon. Brown's boy, you are our treasure. Shadow Buddha in the building. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's go on out to the good old Beastie Boys, Sabotage. What do you think? I love you, Ben. Talk to you soon, guys. Peace. What's love got to do with it? Next episode.
I love that one clip where they're going to take the black out of the man.
All right.